Scrap. How many of us saved them scraps? All right, we're going with a 12-inch starter line there. Getting the hits from cocaine. Door.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.
Come on, help a brother out, man. Stop. Can't stay here. I've told you you cannot stay here. Look, I'm not flying eagles, but you're gonna have to figure this out. You figure it out. Go. It's too early in the season for this hen to go broody.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.
Is my mic on now? Fixed. Tonight. We will. Thanks for people joining early. Get the ones or the twos or the threes. Tonight's night 89, as you can see down in right there. Uh, I don't know. I'm feeling a little courageous. It might mean some risk. It might mean no risk. I still have my flashlight on. I'll just keep it on. Maybe it'll draw some interest from the algorithm that watches the stream and tells people whether or not this is good. I could assure you that I don't care about you, algorithm. This May 2nd might be the coldest overnight May 2nd that I remember. Not hard for me to remember. I'm a May baby, and you kind of remember your birthday. So we'll wait for some folks to get in here um, before we get started. Title of the stream is I Don't Mean to Complain. Just a story. Maybe we'll talk about people who complain a lot. I don't know. On the side here, I'm going to look up. I'm going to get a couple things looked up. Let me cut off the desktop audio. I don't know. Let's find some new music tonight. Guys want to do that? People gonna think I'm crazy. They come in here and they don't hear the same music. I just feel courageous. Like I feel closer to activating an adventure than I've had in a long time. You would think I have all these people in the background saying, "Go, go, go, drink, drink." drink, drink, drink. But that's not it. That is not it. Okay, what was I doing? I was gonna go listen to some songs. Get back to my roots. Talk about the news. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find this on the stream. All right, so let's go down the road that we took yesterday. It took some time for some people to come in. That's okay. And I think yesterday I was watching the ocean cleanup. Let me just check my history, see if I saw any cool videos today. That's worth it. I got a good question from my sister today. Many people have asked me this. When I explained to them that I've live streamed for so long, they just not gonna say clueless, but they don't understand that I'm just talking. Guess it's a hard concept for people to grasp. I remember being on the other side. Okay, so I don't have anything in my search history. What was that? What's on something about aging? 40. Yep, took me 40 years to realize. The dream of life. Yeah, this is. Okay, so I was thinking about this today, so I figured let's bring it on the stream, um, and see. Let's see if I could at least react to it a little bit, and you know. Sorry, I'm just hooking up the window. Okay.
If you awaken from this illusion and you understand that black implies white, self implies other, life implies death.
Wow, that's the game. That's the opposites game. In the crazy, you coming on the stream? What are you eating? Oh, I thought it was one of his nuggets. I was about to say you crazy. I'm live, yeah. Did I capture your video? No one's in here. Um, Not yet, at least.
Or shall I say, death implies life. You can feel.
Did you hear what he did there? Death implies life.
Yourself, not as a stranger in the world, not as something here on probation, not as something that has arrived here by fluke, but you can begin to feel your own existence as absolutely fundamental. I'm not trying to sell you on this idea in the sense of converting you to it. I want you to play with it. I want you to think of its possibilities. I'm not trying to prove it.
Don't prove it. Don't prove it, sir.
I'm just putting it forward as a possibility of life to think about. So then, let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
I don't know where he going with this one, but 75 years of time in a dream. There are times where I wake up and I don't believe. I find it possible that everything that you're thinking about and everything that has happened in your understanding has been programmed. So the only reason why the now makes sense is because the program that you woke up with, but today is not actually connected to yesterday. Yesterday didn't exist. It's a program. You know. Yeah, sorry.
Or any length of time you wanted to have. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you can conceive. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. And you would dig that and come out of that and say, wow, that was a close shave, wasn't it? And then you would get...
Yeah, I'm struggling with this fair use. I'm listening, but I was making sure I'm not running out of space on my computer, so I had to stop the recording. But just like last night, man. It's the same pattern. Um, we're in here and we don't really control what happens, but we'll just hang out and not get in trouble, I guess.
More and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now. You would dream the dream of living the life that you are actually living today. That would be within the infinite.
Shadow Black is not telling full truth here. You weren't there the whole time, sir. I could see on this end. You just you just came in here. You probably laughing too. No, it's okay to be by myself. I just don't. It's it's just kind of a struggle, knowing where to go, and that's why it's hard to bring energy. But I'm chilling.
Infinite multiplicity of choices
How are
you
you?
would have, of playing that you weren't God. Because the whole nature of the Godhead, according to this idea, is to play that he's not. So in this idea then, everybody is fundamentally the
Hey, Don.
ultimate reality.
Hey, Don. I'm sitting here in a room by myself. I guess people are coming in. Shadow Black talking about he been here. I ain't gonna tell you how long the stream's been going, but welcome. I'm gonna just finish up this video.
Not God in a politically kingly sense, but God in the sense of being the self, the deep down basic whatever there is. And you're all that, only you're pretending you're not.
He said that you're pretending that you're not. Wow, that was deep. I'm good, man. I was feeling super courageous. Today, tonight, I was just doing some research about a trying to get this small, very small pond. It has irked me. I need to get it. I have a lot of holes in the ground. Not like a sinkhole, but so I have, I was saying I have a pool. That's what the town calls it. It's not a pool yet. And then I have this place where one winter it's kind of dug out, right? It's like it goes down the hill a little bit, like it's sloped down, and then there's this kind of bowl. It was like a bowl structure, and I observed it one year. The ice kind of, you know, settled on it, and it was flat enough you could just skate on it. It's about 15 by 20, maybe even 15 by 25, maybe even smaller than that. So, in this idea of the permaculture stuff that I'm always yapping about, having water is super important. It's like either two or three, as in the important, how do you function, right? Water equals life, and catching water is a big deal. Moving water, spreading water, is a pretty big deal. It's not a GoPro in your hat. No, it's just a flashlight that I got for clearance. But when I go out at night, I always have this on my head. Good catch though. I forgot it was on my head. You would have known if you were here in the first couple minutes of the stream when I said it. But yeah, so I see it's like you see like, you know, a scab and you start picking at it. I see this bowl and I said, no, I think I probably could get water to stay here. This would be a great spot. It's not close. Water is helpful for a lot of wildlife, a lot of insects. So if you pollinators need water, everybody needs water. And I start picking at it, and then I'm doing this pseudo research because I had one of the tree, I think it was the tree cutters that came around. I live on a state road, and the tree cutters, this guy, he was explaining how where the road is usually the level that that land was. And when they build these lots, these properties, and they come in and the big developers come in, they tend to raise your your plot higher. So you're not on the actual um, ground, the original ground. And why that's important is the original ground would have more clay properties to it, and clay would help with sealing, and so that you could make like a structure, you could make a pond. But when you have really bad soil, you not only struggle with growing stuff. I can't dig into my soil but this much without hitting a rock somewhere. So it's just like a fill soil. So they just bring in this, substrate, and that's what my soil is. So over time, you improve the areas you need to improve. But when it comes to doing something as bodacious as a pond, um, it doesn't really help me. So because I stay on the frugal broke side of things, uh, it would be nice to say I could go spend 1,500, get a nice pond liner, line the pond, and it all works. But I'm not that guy. So I wanted to do it with my bare feet, literally. So there is a concept where if you have enough clay in your soil, you wet that thing up, and you go in there and you just dance it out, and you just compact it. And when I'm watching this on YouTube, it's a perfect scenario. Uh, the dude looked like he got buffalo feet, and it all works. He brings the family out there. They a mud happy family, and it's helping to compact, and they're sealing this area. So I have options, and I was just doing research about that. It's been a couple years now. I've dug everything out the way I wanted it, and now that things are getting really urgent, I'm trying to. I can't focus on the project, but in my spare time, I you know I it came up today, so I started doing some research. So that, my friend, uh, Shadow Black, is how I'm doing. I feel adventurous and courageous tonight. That was a long-winded answer. Sorry about that, but how are you? How are you? I did do I did a live today, and I posted a short, which got some good traction. So I am happy about that. I'm plotting on how to navigate around my birthday in a few days, and how to approach 100 days to see if I could get a bump and a final charge of energy during this 100 days of live streaming. So, and Don, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Hope all is well. Uh, okay, that wasn't the Allen Watts I was looking for. The whole thing is an illusion. I feel like that's it. Letting go. Okay. Well, last night, if you guys watching hockey, cool. Last night, if you guys, just to give you an update, it was awesome having Missy on. We hung out. We did a 4 hour live stream, and that we're breaking records. That is a record for us. It was an amazing feeling. It was tiring. I don't, I can definitely do longer. Not that that's the goal here. I'm just saying I have the stamina. I just think with everything else going on, the fact that I could even pull that off was kind of crazy. Um, but it was fun. We had some great discussion. I don't know. I kind of feel courageous tonight. I feel like calling people. Like I have this ability to just call from WhatsApp on my computer. And I remember when before I started live streaming, I wanted to do this show because when you think about making content, at least me, I've I've seen this from other people. Everything is in perfect thoughts. Everything is about what's gonna work. And like, Shadow Black, you let me know. But I feel like one of the hurdles with uh, conceptualizing content is that you're you're trying to force your perceived reaction, which we've talked about in the past. It's called process message. Um, that's when you're able to capture in a very uh, uh, a finite consensus on what you're delivering through your content. So a commercial, we want these people to get this out of it, even if it's just a jingle. We want them to understand this jingle and feel happy about it. Um, so I was talking to Yuffie today, and I think he started this last night where he was like naming a name for a podcast, and he was hung up on what the name was. And I had to say, like, the name doesn't matter. Like, you can't get stuck on that. You can't get stuck on how perfect is this offering. This is what's missing. You just gotta do something. Doing nothing is doing nothing. Doing something is doing something. And I don't even know why I was saying that. Get me there. Get me there. Oh, this is why. I was in that before I learned what I needed to learn in these 89 days. I was in that state of mind where I had to create the perfect concept. So it was going to be me, uh, calling people. Some could have been confrontational, like people calling people not in a prank way, but they definitely didn't expect me to call. It could have been any times at night. So I was being a pest in a sense, right? And I would hopefully, in my head, I would grow to the point where the person would not ease up on me, but understand once they got the concept. Like if they rewatch the show, because I don't want to call anyone to have a bad outcome, but at the same time, it's different with telling somebody you're going to call them and this is what we're going to talk about versus just dialing them in. Yeah, I was in that state of mind before I started this. And now every time I hear or see somebody who thinks like that, I put the brakes on it real fast. But it's hard for them to see that there's way more failure than success, and you can't change that. Hey, Carolyn, it's like it doesn't matter. So I'm a person who likes homes that have strong bones. I don't really like the cookie cutter developed houses. We have a we have a developer here called Toll Brothers. They're probably a lot of places, and they design beautiful homes on paper. You go in there, you feel great. The the thing is, it doesn't matter who you are as a homeowner. You're gonna change something. So to not already embed that cost is false. So why am I comparing that to like creating content? Well, you could have as perfect of an idea as you want. Like I was telling Missy about because Missy could hold her own. She could do her own thing, right? Like she wanted to do a podcast, and it never. I'll let her explain that why it didn't. She didn't move forward with it. But I'm trying to, encourage. And so we were having that conversation today, and I told her that there was a group of small channels, really small, and I was really impressed with one of these channels that I saw. And for me, it's easy. Subscribe. Oh, I thought I heard something. Like, subscribe, write a comment. Hey, you're doing good work. Something to uplift, something to give them a feeling that the efforts that they put in actually got to someone, and I'm the someone, right? And I was explaining how this one creator, even I was like, wow, to get started like that was amazing. Shout outs to Missy. No, don't make Missy come up in here and beat me down. Um, I was just amazed at the editing. I was amazed at the lighting, um, everything. The screen looked way better than what I'm doing, and you can't help but look at what other people are doing because you want to know. You don't want to be behind. You just don't want to do something that's not, considered helpful to where you're going. It doesn't have to be the best. It could be you, but if what you want to do is not helping you, then you shouldn't do it. So you look, and she posted the video. She had 10 views. And it was like a video was out for like a week. So I say all that to say, I wonder how much effort and preparation she put in to get to that point. And I can't say it's not going to pay off, but I would say it is really hard not getting the ROI, the return on the investment of time and energy and fulfillment, because you're happy when you do this. You think that what you have to say or to show is important, or it's something that people could use or want or need, and hopefully you're standing behind that. And I put what I put in the chat, and I didn't hear anything back, but yeah, you can't. You're going to have failure. I was watching Crank Lucas. Crank Lucas is a really he's I don't say he's one of my favorite creators because I don't follow him like that, but he does like a lot of the imitation content around a music studio, if I were Eminem, but at Burger King, and he could make a song, he could shape his voice in different ways. I've seen him do Busta Rhymes. Really great creator. I think his story is he was having trouble breaking into the music industry, and because he's of the era, he's forcing out the content, and the content's actually what made him big, which then now in return allow for him to start putting out music, but attached to his content, not necessarily attached to him going to a record label or in the music industry. But he put out a video the other day analyzing someone else's video about the algorithm and talking about even him, a channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they release videos, and it's the video that they think should do the best because there's effort around it. It's a great topic. It was researched. There's all this evidence that this video should do good, and it doesn't. And then the one video that's like a throwaway, that's your most popular video. So what he was bringing to the table, it kind of aligns with what I've been saying a long time on here. Now I could say it's a long, 89 days, a long time. That's like, that's That's two months in a February. Um, yeah, he was saying that the the algorithm changed, and he's getting this from Claude. He's getting, I think, did he say Claude? Or I think it was Claude. He's getting this from the AI. It was exposing the differences of what the algorithm was. So the things that mattered before was like watch hours, as far as things that are gonna want them to continue to push your content. It was you have high watch hours, is showing that people want this. You have a high click through rate. It shows interest in your title and your thumbnail. Um, and then watch hours correlate to that stickiness from the click through rate. People stay there, right? They get stuck there. So that used to help YouTube to understand this is good content. He said it doesn't work like that anymore. And he's discovered, and you probably have heard me say this, he's discovered that YouTube, the algorithm is watching the videos. So the AI is watching the videos and then determining whether or not you'll like it. You, the viewer, the potential viewer, they won't send it to you because they don't think that you're gonna like it. Not based on it's really a hard. It wasn't hard for me because I kind of feel over the hump because this is my everyday, right? Every day I'm thinking about this and not in a aggressive way, but I can't say there's been one day within this 89 days where I haven't opened up YouTube Studio and just checked on something. So I've been looking at numbers and trying to draw results and conclusions of things that worked or didn't work, or where I don't have conclusive evidence of anything, right? So just keep going. But he said they watch your video, and I was telling you guys this, that the lives and the way that they promote your lives, what's going on in your background. I have this guitar that's just backwards. Well, they know it's a guitar, but they know it's not in view. How big is your face on the screen? How quality, what's your bit rate? Quality. How's your audio? The audience probably wouldn't like this person because their audio or their quality is choppy. So we're not gonna send it out to these people. So it's a hard game, and when I start getting into the production side of things and focused on putting together a few, offerings and sharing this with this internal group of people that we see, and we could share information with each other to help grow and just to kind of overcome. Um, these are the things that I'm gonna have to understand and focus on because it's just weird. It's just weird. Well, welcome everybody. It is 9:89. It is night 89. Uh, my energy is okay. I feel very courageous. I really wanna. I've liked the shows with calling people in. I get like relief from it, the relief that I've always wanted. Um, because it allows for you to just question other people and for them to ask you questions. I feel like, there are questions that come from the chat, but hearing them and knowing the person that's asking them to you in the cadence of like the voice, it's pretty, it's different, and it allows you to articulate more and show a broader side of yourself. Like if I were to call Shadow Black right now, I don't know if he would answer, but he might. I don't know. I wanted to call a friend from childhood because today's his birthday, and I didn't say happy birthday to him. In fact, how courageous do I feel right now? I think I feel courageous. You just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I don't think he'll pick up. It is 11 o'clock. Okay, I'll cut the audio out. All right. Well, that's one down. One down. I'll just write him a message telling him happy birthday. He's one of my oldest friends, along with Shadow Black. Like really old, really old. Probably known him for about 38 years. That's a long time. All right, so let's I'm gonna pull up this Alan Watts. I really just want to do audio, but I'll do the video too. And if I get a claim, I'll take care of it. I know. Make sure I don't have any claims right now, actually. Okay, the last claim is April 25th. Yeah. Hold on. So that night that we did all that lean on me, I don't think I got a claim, man. I know. I'm getting good. Yeah, the one hard thing about having like a really awesome You stupid, bro. Alright. Be Real in the chat says that I should call Shadow Black. Call Shadow Black. Let's see. Let's see if I could call Shadow Black. I don't know if I have you on WhatsApp. I might have to pull up Discord. Yeah, I have to pull up Discord. Hello?
Oh,
Hey, what's up, man? Who's this? Who who
man.
who who am I talking to?
Oh, it's Shadow Black, man. What's good? That's my bro D. What's good?
Oh,
Darnell Just Talking. How you doing?
Shadow Black in the shadows. So, according to what Marlon said last night, I gotta introduce you. So this is Shadow Black, and if there's anything you want to say about yourself and why you want me to make this phone call.
Oh, nah. I was just checking out the channel. I see that guy Be Real said called Shadow. I was just down for the call. You know what I'm talking about?
You got multiple
I'm down for the
personality
cause.
disorder, because I'm pretty sure that other person in the chat is you.
Shadow in the
Oh,
shadows.
turn down
Partner
your
with Marlon
TV, bro.
last night. Oh, my fault. I'm watching you in the background and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I hear
let me
you.
turn that down.
I was actually gonna call Ahmed. Um,
Oh
I,
wow,
yeah,
that's an
well,
old friend
I
from
did,
elementary,
I
man.
did call, I did call him, but he didn't pick up. But I'll leave him a message.
All right. Shouts
Say
out to
happy
Ahmed, man.
birthday.
Happy birthday. I
Don
know it's his
says
birthday.
I'm here. I'm here. Did the game finish, Don? Who's playing?
Who's winning? What's going on, Don? How y'all doing? We rocking out with Darnell Just Talk. You know, you got your boy Shadow Black out here. Hope y'all looking forward. His 100 days is up. Mine's about to start. You know, I'm putting it out there. We gonna rock out, man.
All right, tell can all right, since you don't have nothing to say other than the glazing, tell me, can you give me a story about me or me and you? You have a story that come to mind that we could tell the peoples, give them some insight as to who we are and how we've been unionized for a while.
Man, I got so many stories.
Give
I
them
could,
one.
matter of fact,
Give them one.
I could start back. I could start back over in elementary school. I never forget it. It was a 2v2, and we was playing football, and you was the quarterback. And I remember I told you just to throw the ball high in the air and out far. And it was a sponge Nerf ball. I remember. And you threw that ball, and I had both of them on me, and somehow I jumped up over them and caught the ball. When I landed like I was ready to be attacked. And you just started laughing. I remember you laughing at me. Like, yo, you're supposed to run. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh man, you go way back, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Man, we spent a lot of time together, and if we wasn't like together, we was always in the same vicinity, man. We were for real grew up.
Yeah.
You my brother, you know what I'm saying? Nobody could take that from us. But
Yeah, no, I
I'm
feel
super
that.
proud of you, man.
You
You
proud of
rocking out
me.
daily, man. That's what's up.
But what does it mean? Like I from my vantage point, like I said, my sister today, who's she's also doing her thing, and she's also a very courageous person, but I feel like there's still in within the peers and the age group, I feel like there's this wanting to do this, but there's is it fair? Are you proud because I overcame a fear?
I'm proud. I'm gonna tell you true reasons. I'm proud because you overcame the field through the conversations that we had. I'm also proud that you stuck with it because there was nights where, you know what I'm saying, you looking at the screen like, yo, is anybody coming in? In this business, it get grim sometimes. It could be very
It's
determined. Like, I don't
business.
want to do
What business you
this.
talking about?
The streaming business.
We
You know,
ain't
just
in
like
no
doing
we
the
ain't in no
streams.
business.
No, I'm not saying like that. Like we
Yeah,
making billions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that to do it, it takes a lot of nerves to do it. You know what it's like? It's like public speaking. You know, you on the internet, everybody can see you. You public,
yeah,
and you got to create something that people will gravitate to. Which,
right.
by the way, you have a lot of great content from the people you talk to, from the content that you create yourself. You have a lot of interesting
Yeah,
people, and I think that's a plus. You know, that's out to my boy Nick the Pig.
yeah. No, of course, always shout out to Make the Pig. No, I have, yeah. I mean, I like what I put up. I mean, whether it's great or not, I think that the challenge is anytime you have a piece of art and you are asking for people to judge it, it could come back as not great, right? Like you could have your own self-preservation on what you feel, but I think what makes this extra challenging once you get in there is that there's so much that you can't determine or don't determine. So you struggle, you sit around, it's like, is this good? Do people actually want it? But I don't know, I'm sort of intrigued because I feel like I have, jumped through a hoop that many people won't. But then it also feels kind of lonely because I want others to be there with me that I relate to, you know? Like if none of us are doing it, it's like I'm still a little odd out there. I'm still easy to call me Unc, easy to call me OG. Like that youthful energy isn't there because it's not enough of us that's out here telling our stories and sharing. I don't see myself as special. Everyone is unique, but there's nothing special about it. And I haven't even started yet. I haven't even dug through the crates. I haven't, you know, there's no, I'm not personally giving all these stories and um so, we got a long time to go. I want you to make sure that you get like what's blocking you from getting on. If you had to be honest, honest, honest. That's three honests. So don't lie, lie, lie.
Oh,
to
geez. Fast, subscribe, like.
Yeah, like what's stopping you and why live through what you're seeing in me and you not do it?
Mine, honestly, is just based on my life trials and tribulations and my current situation. But once again, I'm coming, and that's it. I'm not gonna even talk about what's stopping me at this point. I'm locked in, and I honestly, I look forward to 100 days.
100 days. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it PC and just say the 100 days does mean something, but I get a little disappointed because the these goals, this is not the culture of YouTube. It's not the culture of YouTube to say we're having a subathon and we're gonna stay on live until we get all these subs. Um, I was talking to a friend earlier, and I want to bring him on too. He was talking some WNBA stuff, so that's starting up, and I really want to just show people the broadness of the conversations that I'm having on the outside, and it's not a sports conversation totally. It's a culture conversation, and we're still struggling with the fact that there's a lot of disrespect for women's sports, and you need voices on both sides, and he's definitely been a voice. But I was talking to him about just going out there and putting yourself out there, and it's like people are just afraid, bro. But it's so easy to do. It,
Because they so what it boils down to, right? First of all, let me take the time out to say I hope I pronounced this right. Caroline, I am doing good.
Carolyn,
Thank you for
Carolyn,
sorry, Carolyn. Thank you for
yeah.
asking. That's awesome. But what I would say to that, D, is that some people, the mind is powerful. It's very strong, and sometimes when you fear something so much that you did not do yet, it's your mind holding you back until you actually build up the courage to do it. And you're like, oh, you know what? This is not really that hard. The mind is a powerful place, man. You got to be mentally ready.
That's not a bad answer, but that's not a reason not to do something. Like I think that's what the problem is. You have the conversation of motivation versus I see your I'm gonna answer fully, Carolyn, but let me get this out. What is better to you, motivation or discipline?
Discipline and motivation. You need
No,
both.
choose one. No, 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 no. Choose one.
Motivation. I want to be motivated.
That's why you suck. I love you.
Wow.
I love
Wow.
you. That's why
I
you
wasn't ready for
suck.
that.
That's why you
Crying
suck.
emoji.
No, no, no. No crying emoji. The problem with motivation is others could get in the way and you could get in the way. A discipline is about not the reason why you're doing it is not about you per se. It's something that you just have to do because you said this is what I'm going to do at some point and you follow through with it. So my 100 days, I think it was around day 30 something when I realized that I was going to do 100 days. But it was not because of motivation. I'm not motivated on most days to do this. It's only the discipline. So you got to kind of stop with the whole motivate. Dude, who wants to eat healthy? Now, okay, let's do it this way. If I had a private chef, if I could afford any kind of food that I could afford, I would eat 100% healthy. right? But needing the motivation to go in that kitchen and do everything, make sure I have everything and all these fresh ingredients, and then I'm gonna have to clean, cook, and then clean again and put stuff away, and then do it for others takes too much motivation. But if I had the discipline, it would be no issue. It's all
I can
about
understand that.
it's all about discipline. This is just a this is a misstep from humanity because we carry around these terms that make us feel something. Successful people don't go off of when they wake up, do they feel good about something? That's not how I've researched so many successful people. It's about this that needs to happen because we've already said this was going to happen. Doesn't mean you don't get to pivot and you don't get to change courses. It's just about how serious, and me asking you bluntly, motivations versus discipline. Why would you get rid of discipline over motivation? What were you motivated to do today? What is a part of your motivation soup today?
My motivation comes from scriptures and giving
No,
me
that's not
the
what I asked you. See, you doing that. What was a part of your motivation soup today?
to move forward and do something that I normally don't do.
Is that motivation or is that discipline?
Nah,
If
that's a
you
great.
if you wake up every day and you say, "Today my goal is to do something different that I don't normally do to push myself forward." That right there to me is discipline.
Discipline.
Motivation is having feelings that today is a better day. I'm going to be able to accomplish more because of how I feel. I feel motivated. Let your kids be homesick, all of them. Tell me about that. Tell me where that motivation is going to go. Because I know where mine
Uh,
goes.
yeah.
Because that's what my week was. I watched
Uh,
five
all right,
kids.
chat. If y'all heard the conversation between me
You guys
and D,
love talking to the
chat.
chat.
I want y'all to answer. Put it in the chat. Do y'all feel that's discipline or motivation? Which one we rocking with? Let us know.
Okay, well, while someone does that, I'm not going anywhere. Um, Carolyn, what I'm doing is I'm taking a couple days of a break from the nightly stream, um, to analyze what is it gonna take for me to grow the channel. One of the challenging parts about what I'm doing is there isn't a high ROI on the this open studio live stream in the evening. So it's hard to ignore that if you wanted to be successful in the space, let's say, and I've never done this, but let's say if I stream at 5 a.m., I'm getting people who are waking up in the East Coast. I'm getting people who, are probably, I don't know what time it is in Asia, but it's probably some time in the evening, early evening, and I'm getting a lot of subscribers from that. Why would I prioritize doing open studio streams at 10 p.m. like I am, and in a month's time, I've gotten one subscriber from putting in on average 2 hours a night. So I feel like from a not business, but from a strategic mindset, because I do a big part of me being on this platform or anything that I do, I have to have a working strategy that I'm happy with. and I'm happy coming on here, but YouTube doesn't play as nice as I would like them to play. So you have to force the hand. You have to grow your channel to a point where the algorithm is kind of, it's not even the algorithm, it's getting the return viewers because you have a large enough pool. Case in point, today I posted a short. The short got 1,200 views and it got one subscriber. So we're down to the 0.01%. Is that no, that's .1%. That's that's just not that's not good enough. And if it takes for me to make richer content just to be able to have those numbers be better. Other than that, I have a hard time feeling like the channel is growing, and I start questioning like, okay, well, what are you doing with your time? I'm not losing sleep for anything. Um, I'll be real, stop it. But yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but yeah. So I don't know. I didn't see anyone drop anything about motivation and discipline, but I think you you just be careful with that. Um, Sometimes one of the things that I've been working on is working through failure. And one of the hardest things about failure is motivation, loss of motivation, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, it's easy to lose motivation. You are right about that.
When you
So,
fail, right? When you fail, it's easy to lose motivation.
right, right.
Now, have you failed recently at something?
Sure. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of your failure?
Uh, Weight loss.
Okay, so you felt, is this a daily goal, a weekly goal? What is
Uh,
where did the failure come?
daily goal. It's a daily goal. I'm trying to make it. Because I went down. Quick story. I went down for a couple of months, so I'm trying to get back to walking normal, and I put a goal in place to make it from my house to my mailbox every day. Monday through Friday, and I'll get there like Monday through Wednesday,
Thank you,
and
Darren.
then like the last 2 days don't I don't do it at all.
Are your goals smart or are your goals relative to where you were and what you did? When I say are your goals smart, I'm saying are your goals specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and time
Yeah,
bound?
yeah, it's reasonable. It's nothing like far fetched. It's not like I got new knees and I can't walk at all. It's just the discipline and the motivation to actually get up,
Well,
put your shoes on,
yeah,
and go out there and walk.
yeah. Well, yeah, I would think you need discipline with that. But I don't know if that's a so you failed. Now, the reason why I ask you that is because I'm trying to explore the relationship from your vantage point of failure and how that pretty much supports a lack of motivation. So how did that, do you think that you then lack motivation?
Right. I lack the motivation to get up and do what what needs to be done in order to obtain the goal.
Yeah, but you failed. Why didn't the failure turn into more motivation?
Right. It's because of the inconsistency of doing the actual walk itself.
Lack of discipline. Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'll give you this example. Um, I struggle to find my house slippers sometimes, right? And when I want to do an activity, say go to the garage, I
Mhm.
won't do it unless I have my house slippers. But what I need to be disciplined about is that I'm supposed to be going to the garage for something. So when I'm really on it, I just go with one slipper by any means necessary. Because we trap ourselves, and I'm a person who fails a lot. Today I failed. um my lawnmower is still, this is not the season, it's not the worst time because it's just the beginning of the season, but it's not the season that you want to have any kind of land and have your lawnmower not up and running. That could be very costly, or I could be so stressed out that I may end up saying, okay, I'll just go, I don't know if you've seen lawnmower prices, but I'd be better off going to get a used car and putting some sort of cutting device on it. Um,
Right.
so I I am paying, this is the way I operate. I am paying for my learning. So I didn't school to be a mechanic or understand small engines. I did not school for any of electronics. Every time something breaks, I pay because in order to fix it, I have to do independent study.
Right.
So I continuously fail. My wife was at a camping trip with my daughter, so I had my sons, and I was just chilling today. I didn't want to leave, but I had one 20 amp fuse, and I thought I was all good because I fixed a thread using a die inside of the engine. I fixed like a whole thread, and now I mounted something the way it's supposed to be mounted. And I was really proud of it, and I was ready to go, but I didn't recharge the lawnmower battery, and I think I burnt out I blew the fuse, right? I had one fuse left. Now these things are cheap, right? But the corner store is not down the block with fuses. So those type of moments when I'm not in a best state of mind, that failure carries over. It's Saturday, let me carry that over into Sunday. Let something get in the way. Next thing you know, I'm in the work week. And then I can't just easily do it because I have all these other things to tend to at work and kids' activities, whatever. And then I'm into the next week. The grassland, now we talking about, is it grass or is it just habitat? Um,
Right.
and so motivation, I try to keep out of it, and I'm just learning how to, every time you fail, get excited for your failure because it gives you another opportunity to be your best self, which is to take failure and turn it around. So that's where I'm at,
Right.
sir. So this whole walking thing, you gotta say to yourself, it doesn't matter that where you were before. Today is what you gotta focus on. Oh, Be Real's in the chat. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk to Shadow Black and read Be Real at the same time, but I'll just read it.
Yeah, just do what you do, cause
Carolyn, we ain't
be
going
real.
anywhere. Come
Word.
on.
Tell her again, Callum, we ain't going nowhere. If anything, we multiplying like baby's kids.
Yeah. Motivation defined as oh, here we go, Grok. As the energizing of behavior in the pursuit of a goal is a fundamental element of our interaction with the world and with each other. All animals share motivation to obtain their basic needs, including food, water, and social interaction. The practice of training people to obey rules or code, punishment or undesired consequences for those failing to comply. A branch of what did Be Real post all of this in the chat? Jesus, that's a
Be real doing.
yeah.
Shouts out to Be Real. Keep it up.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't have motivation. It's important, but in the lack of motivation, discipline is what's gonna keep you consistent and give you the most value back, bang for your buck.
Shouts out to Ruben. What's good, Rube?
Oh, Ruben made it. Ruben made it. Ruben, Shadow Black is on the air. Um, we are talking about discipline versus motivation. I lightly insulted him because he said motivation is greater than discipline.
Ah, cut that, cut that, cut that. I don't get insulted.
Oh, so I
I
can't
don't get
insult you
it.
if you don't get insulted? Is that how that works?
No, you can't insult me if I don't get insulted. See, I'm a sponge. I like knowledge, and sometimes people's point of views can help you see something that you didn't see, because you could be lacking a certain element that you missed. So I felt like what you're saying, I took into consideration, and then with the definitions of be real, and what he put up there is like I can see how it should be discipline and not motivation. Be real is on it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, well, listen, I'm not trying to sway. I you know, I listen to a lot of content, and I put a lot of things together. That's one of my skills that I respect about myself. Um, I love to bring you guys a lot of the things that I listen to and connect. And I just have not heard a person that I've seen to be successful on the way up and up and ups value motivation over discipline. I'm looking for these things that we have a misstep on, and everyone for whatever reason there are things out there that we do and we continue to do even though it is not in our best interest. It's not. Like, can you question this? Shadow Black, can you question this?
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
do you eat cereal?
What kind of cereal? Because I eat oatmeal.
Okay, you eat what kind of oatmeal do you eat?
Maple brown sugar.
No, what's the cut of your oatmeal?
The one that comes in the package. The packages, the box.
Don't do that, bro.
Don't do that. That's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me. Talk to me. You the farmer.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Nah, it's not that I'm the farmer, it's the research. Essentially, um, we've been we've been marketed to these things, and because we don't expand on the words. Oatmeal is not oatmeal, right? It's not.
Right.
So you, as far as I know, you should be eating rolled oats because the rolled oats still have the germ, which is the coating that was on the outside, which is where most of the nutrition is at in the oatmeal. So you can go to your supermarket if they have like the real ingredients, like where they have the nuts and then you kind of pour it into a bag, or if you have like a natural food store, go get rolled oats. It's not even that much more expensive, but a lot of these foods, why I asked about cereal, is because a lot of the things that come with vitamins, those vitamins don't come from the things that are actually in the food. They've been allowed to add vitamins back in. They add trace vitamins back into something. So they separate it and then they add it back in, but there's no guarantee that those vitamins come from the source of what you think you're eating. So our bodies are used to digesting these things that's foreign. Check it out. Do the research. Go try some rolled oats. In fact, I'm gonna have some tomorrow. Go try some rolled oats, bro. The taste is there's a richer taste. It'll keep you Like your hunger suppressed longer.
No, I'm definitely gonna look into that because, like I said, that's my current journey.
And
I'm gonna explain a lot of that. And I hope that you are around for my day one of
what you doing?
nightly
You going?
streaming
You
because
ain't gotta kill me off. This ain't celebrity deathmatch.
nah,
You
I would
said
never
you
kill my
hope
brother.
I'm around. What is? What you mean by that? It's not celebrity
No,
deathmatch.
no, no, not like that, bro.
Of course I'm gonna
Not
be
like that.
around. Of course I'm gonna be around. I don't. I mean, I plan on being on YouTube. Um, I've I've been like digging into all these ideas. I just don't want to get too big because I haven't been able to turn around some of the basic ideas that I have today, right? So I struggle with that, and that's a part of when I get to the 100 days. That's why it's important to sit back and treat this as without getting in my own way, but seeing if I can make something that I could challenge myself with, because it is not an easy thing to break through.
That's right.
Carolyn says you sound like her oldest son. Yeah, you look. I've done this before in stream. I don't want to do it now, but we the food pyramid is definitely off. The latest pyramid shows food, processed foods, and ultra processed foods, and most of what we eat is a either a processed food and an ultra processed food, and all we have to do is go back to eating food. So the moment that the oatmeal that you said comes in a package, the moment
Yeah.
that there's ingredients that are in there, they're adding back in the sugars and they're adding back in some vitamin traces. At that point, that becomes not food anymore. That becomes a
No.
processed food. Not an ultra processed food because it still has a piece of the oatmeal, you know, but it's not food. All we gotta do, the best thing that we can do to help ourselves is go back to eating food. A lot of the allergies, a lot of, what people are allergic to, this is things that have been put, this is pesticides. And look, I don't want to get political, but it's obvious. It's just obvious, you know?
Right.
And we just need to share information. Um, yeah, and it's good he wants to grow a garden, but Carolyn, it sucks that I'm gonna go here now. Growing a garden doesn't mean that you're not poisoning yourself either, right? Growing a garden and growing a healthy garden, two different things. And I struggle to connect with people who love the garden because we are so addicted to um, progress. We're so addicted to seeing like Shadow Black. Be honest, man. What's your favorite
Uh,
vegetable?
Honestly, when I say this, a lot of people think I be capping, but everybody know my favorite vegetable is Brussels sprouts, bro. I
All right,
can't live without it.
I got a cool Brussels sprouts picture where I'm holding a big stalk with all these Brussels sprouts, and it's the size of a baseball bat. But yeah, I'm down with Brussels
What?
sprouts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you don't. Oh, I just picked up. You ain't never seen a Brussels sprout grown, huh?
I ain't never seen one grown.
It could look like, one of those baseball bats with like nails in it. Think of the nails
Yeah.
as the Brussels sprouts. So it's a big stalk that's about 2 to 3 feet off the ground, and each of these nodes around is the Brussels sprout, and you just cut it off.
Okay.
But yeah,
Wow.
I love Brussels sprouts too. Do you know the family that Brussels sprouts are in?
The cabbage family.
There you go. Well, It's not cabbage. It's brassica.
Oh, see, I don't know the political name or
It's not political.
scientific name.
It's
You know,
so scientific. It's actually not the scientific name. I There's a deeper name. That's the stuff that you can't pronounce. But why it's cool to know is because the brassicas are all the same plant. They're just expressing themselves differently. Did you hear?
brassica.
Did you hear me?
I heard you. I'm too busy trying to pronounce the name because you said I
I,
couldn't pronounce it. I'm over here like
no,
brassica. I
I
could
just
say
didn't
that.
want you to say the Cabbage family. That's and then you can talk about Cabbage Patch Kids. Hold
No,
on.
no. See, and this is why I rock with you because the knowledge that you drop. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie. Somebody else that said something like that to me. I was like, man, if you don't shut up,
Look, I done
but
been kicked out
not
of
my
a.
bro, my bro.
I've been kicked out of a party for this same exact conversation because I was excited when I learned it. So when I'm finished telling you, it's gonna trip you out. These all come from like one plant, and over hundreds of thousands of years, we would breed. Oh, I want this one to have a small head, like look like small cabbage. I want this to be huge, and we get all these things. So within this one family, it's actually the same. They have like a high, like the genetics are shared, but based on where and how it was grown, that's how it changed. But it's all the same thing.
Oh, brassica,
Brassica.
brassica. See,
Yeah.
he was right. I'm messing up already. Brassica.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna be having a conversation.
yeah,
I'm
I know
gonna
how I
start a
know what
random
you about to
conversation about
do.
Brussels sprouts, and
Yep.
then just start using it. Like, yeah, you ain't think I knew that, right? Look at me
Yeah.
now.
Look
Shut up, black
at
for president.
Look, I got you. I'll put it on the screen for those who don't. Oh, we got Copilot and Bing today. Brassicas are a genus of the plant in the mustard family. Did you hear me?
Nice.
They're in the
Yeah,
mustard family, also known as
mustard.
cruciferous. Oh, I don't know how to say that word. Cruciferous vegetables, including cabbage, broccoli,
There you
kale,
go. There you go.
and Brussels sprouts. Yeah, man. But why you need to know that, like when you start to garden, is because they they're pretty much aligned in a way where they have the same needs. They have the same needs of soil, same needs of water. So that's why the families are important. So
See,
when you
that's what I'm talking about when it comes to farming. You got
I'm
that
not a
knowledge.
farmer.
See me,
I'm a gardener. I'm
you
not a
see
farmer. Farmers feed
me.
people.
I would have just put my Brussels sprout in the ground and wonder why I didn't grow a Brussels sprout. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'm mad.
It could. I guess it could root out. But yeah, no, no. I've grown them from seeds. I've had a Brussels sprout harvest, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's one of the easiest things to grow, because unlike the others, it has a longer growing season. So
Yeah.
you can't grow it like, oh, I'm gonna plant it now and have it in a month. So that's something harder to grow. But when I was driving, I've been in fields that were like full. Look, I don't know if you actually seen one today. It's crazy. I'm probably gonna do a video now. A mustard. Have you
Okay.
seen like a field of mustard? You probably think, what is he talking about?
A mustard field?
Oh, yeah, of the mustard plant.
No, I never seen one.
Look at this. Have you ever seen this?
Let me see.
It grows wild all over. It's like
I
I
see that mustard Googans. I know that.
You
But
know,
no, okay.
being in the South, I've definitely seen like just fields of mustard. Man, go make your own. Go make your own Shadow Black strain
Wow.
of brassicas, bro.
Yo, don't even get me started. That's crazy because I thought about that. Like, do a garden and just call it the Shadow Black back to
What are you
life.
talking about?
Garden.
All right, first of all, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. There's a back to Eden. That's a concept actually of gardening. You could look that up. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, so there's certain fruits that don't grow true to seed, like apples. So technically, if you're looking for something like that, what I mean is when you have an apple, what's your favorite apple?
I like the Macintosh.
Ooh, you must have been a kid at PS 85. Um, so,
You already know. You
so, yeah, that's my favorite too. So
That's funny.
the the seeds in apples almost likely will not grow another Macintosh tree.
Oh man.
They're not true to seed. So if you take those seeds, put it in the ground, something sprouts, germinates, and grows. If you trial that and you continue to have your offspring Shadow Black 2028, if you continue to breed
Oh,
that
shouts out
thing,
to Ruben. Shouts out to Ruben.
if you continue to breed that plant, you could have your own Shadow Black apple. Like hear me. There are people who have made dark apples. You can figure out how to pollinate and create a Shadow Black couture, one of its kind of apple.
You know what I had when I went to the South? I went to visit my mother-in-law in the South. God rest her soul. And she fed me a white peach. That thing was so tasty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love white peaches. We usually get the juice too. Oh, thanks, Ruben.
Good looking. I'm gonna go check that out, Ruben. Definitely gonna check it out.
Oh man, that's cool. No, man,
Shouts
we
out to Ruben.
not off topic. Ruben came to the live stream today. Then he was like, "Yo, they ordered donuts. I got to get back to this." What's your favorite donut?
Mine,
Mm-hmm.
old fashioned.
Old fashioned. We do they do a lot
Yeah.
of apple cider donuts here.
Oh, see, I get that from my pumpkin patch. But
Okay.
it's how you say that? They don't do it all year round. They only do it around
Seasonal.
pumpkin patch. We get the apple cider
Yeah.
and some pumpkin the that same kind of donut or some hot apple cider at
Yep,
the
yep.
pumpkin patch. Oh man.
Yeah, man. Simpson donut. Okay. Look that up.
Oh, the Simpsons donut.
I don't
Nice.
know. I don't know what that is.
See, this is honestly this is why I really mess with your channel because all no, it's like a chat. I feel like legit we family, and this is the best way to honestly know people you rock with because you don't physically see them. It's just through conversation, and a lot of
Yeah.
people, like Ruben, Caroline, like I rock with them
Carolyn.
because sorry, Carolyn. They conversation is so genuine, you know, and
Yeah,
what they share.
but you're setting your my thing is you can't set yourself up
And Dawn
because
too, like
don't.
it's all Dawn, like it's all genuine. You could tell, you know.
No, it's genuine and we're genuine people. The thing is, it's hard to find genuine people through the abyss, right? I 100% agree with that. But you you don't. There's so much that you don't control, so you just gotta be you, because you don't control when they decide. You know how I keep asking for channel growth, channel growth. What happens when they dump 100 people in here, and those 100 people aren't? They don't have the same energy. Make the pig.
Yo, Nick, what's up, man? I've been waiting for you. You already know who they got on the phone. You already know who they got on the phone.
Stream
Stream
team.
Team Alive. We out here. I'm
he
taking over.
he
I'm coming
mad hype.
soon.
You
Yo,
already
yo,
know.
now that I see Mr. Pick in the chat, it's over. We
Yeah.
out here. What
Well,
we doing?
kudos to you, because Mick the Pick was we were reflecting on. He was asking about the other channels, and I have kind of a plan. I'll share it with the gang here, but I found clarity that I didn't need like a separate channel for like the homesteading stuff. I feel like that fits here. The games don't really fit. And I told him that I had the channel Chasing Apollo, and I was like, well, actually, Shadow Black was the one that we were trialing and piloting a podcast on there. He was like,
Oh,
hold on,
we
I
need to get
remember
back to
that.
that.
He listened to it. He remembers it, and then he put two and two together, so he was super hyped about that. Dude, it's you, bro. You gotta let's do it. I'm willing to do it.
Listen. I'm saying here right now
Oh
on your
no.
live stream
Oh
that
no.
Darnell Just Talking and Shadow Black is coming together, and we're gonna make a podcast.
So what's gonna
We're
be
gonna come
different?
together.
What's gonna be different? What do you want to do different about it? Like
Oh, we're gonna talk about that behind the scenes.
he
We're
don't
gonna
have
talk about that live.
he
We're gonna
don't
talk
have
about
an
that
answer.
behind.
Well, what would you? I'm saying
Oh,
reflect on what.
I got some ideas. Obviously,
No. I'm not asking for you to release ideas. I'm asking. See, this is what we struggle with when we had this podcast. I would ask a question and you wouldn't answer
right.
it. What I'm asking is, if you had to reflect on what you remember what it was like. We clearly, as a unit, we have progress now. Consistency, would it be more than we were
There'll
trying
definitely
to
be
do
more
a
consistency.
weekly segments? It really wasn't, it wasn't scripted. It wasn't. We literally just got on like we're doing now, and we allow for the conversation to flow. Is it that? Is it?
It will definitely be more consistency, and it would definitely not everything is gonna be scripted. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have let it be natural. We all that's what I'm about. A natural state. Like this is natural. This is not scripted. People not coming on with fictitious,
Do you guys have questions for
BS.
Shadow Black in the chat? You got it, B. I just you got if you guys have questions for him, since we always talk to me, it's good you could talk to him now. But what were you saying?
Yeah. So like for me, you already know. Everything gotta be natural. I'm trying to get back to the essence of people. That's why conversation to me always been important. You know, I do feel like we hide behind a lot of these keyboards and things of that nature. And
What's
instead of
wrong with
moping
that?
about it, talking about it, we got to do something about it. So
What's
let's
wrong?
start the conversation because we don't have the conversation. Listen, I seen something today where I was sitting across from them, literally talking to them. Don't have
Hold on.
human
I don't know if
emotion.
you're breaking up or if it's just my headphone. I do see some YouTube message, but slow down for a second. Can you say that last part again?
Yeah, I'd seen a video where a person took an AI on a date. Like they went out, the AI sat across from them,
Mm-hmm.
and they was having a conversation like it was a real human person. And I'm like, why? Like Is that what we come to as people? Like we're so we're so removed. That's the best way I can put. We're so removed that we gotta date AI.
Uh, I can't say that we didn't see this coming. I mean, the movie Her was essentially without using so much AI
See,
terms.
listen, listen. I want to make sure y'all hear me out there. So Ruben said, "Street, yeah, I have to what say something for
Yeah,
us.
I think I'm seeing breaking up too. I don't know if it's the internet. I'm trying to just wade through it, refresh the stream and it came back. Sorry guys. I was having like a bit rate issue. It does seem to be have been cleared up on my end. Um,
All right, I'm listening. All right, Mr. Pick, he out there. Ruben, thank y'all guys for always being on top of it, man.
she goes,
That really means a lot. But
you
it's
back.
just crazy. Say that again.
No, I said don't say you back. You had to
All right.
refresh. Okay.
It's just crazy at the time. I would mention something about AI, you would have a serious problem with communications. You see stuff like that, that's just weird to me, but people call me a conspiracy a theorist person. Because I'm like, as soon as I start to mention AI, they like, oh, we can't hear you. If something happened to communications. Yeah, they
Yeah.
happen because they don't want that conversation to happen. But I'm not going there because I like the channel in the positive.
Yeah.
That for a later day.
All right. Well, here's my problem. I hear what you're saying, but the problem for me is that we were already going in a bad direction with mental health, the way that we interact with one another. Um, this is a world, right? How nation states take claim into parts of the earth that belongs to none of us, like solely, and we're struggling to grow people. Um, that leaves a gaping hole because of the way that we treat one another. It leaves a hole for something to fill. And today, filling that hole is AI. So I don't look at it necessarily the same. I think that we've always had people that were fringe and edge cases. What I see happening is since we're all on these apps, we're all on some form of social media. If you're not, that's great for you. I'm sure you don't have the latest updates on almost anything. And with those updates that some of us get, you're going to get a long list of things that you don't need, including those edge cases of what you're saying. There isn't, you know, out of 100 people, there aren't 20 people that are trying to have AI relationships. So I wouldn't really worry about that. I would worry about how humans want to interact with humans. That's the way I would look at that. You still there, B Row?
I'm here.
Shadow
You hear
Black.
me?
Yeah, I hear you. But you understand what I'm saying? Like you have to understand you're being fed content. There's an intention behind why you saw the content. Most people still assume it's them swiping. They're not the ones swiping. They're not the ones pulling the content out there. When you pull that screen down and it goes to refresh, you're not in control. You're just seeing a conveyor belt of stuff come, and you have no like when you're picking up your luggage at the airport, and the conveyor belt is going in and you're just waiting. You don't get to control what comes out of that conveyor belt. You don't.
No.
So when they want to feed you all of these things that obviously struck your emotion, they win. So don't let them strike you. Just okay, that's what's out there. No, nonetheless, you got to work on people because it's people that are making these decisions. It's not, and I'm not talking about the one who wants to date. I'm talking about the one who are gearing these apps, the one that want a police force that's, backed by Boston Dynamics, and we got little dog robots roaming around. Oh, really? Watching Banana Baseball now? Man, what channel does that come on? That stuff looks so fun. That's a Savannah Banana. I'm going to go. I'm gonna go. I have family in Savannah, so I'm gonna go to that stadium for sure. That's so cool how they've created this amazing trend in not the major leagues.
It's nice out there in Savannah. That's Georgia, right? Because I
Yes.
took a trip out there. I enjoyed Savannah. I didn't know because it was crazy because it was like I drove down, so it was like a long road with a bunch of cornfields, and
Yeah.
then I went over the bridge, and then my GPS like, "Welcome to Savannah." I was like, "Wait, what? I'm here now."
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Don's actually talking about UFC is on, but it says Banana Bowl. Yeah, is it hard to get a ticket? I'll figure something out. I got some pretty cool connects. Hopefully they'll work. Um yeah, my one of my best friends here, he works for the MLB. So I do a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
yeah, I do a lot of baseball stuff if I need to.
Matter of fact, if I'm mistaken,
Oh, it's a
then back in
lottery.
the day you used to play baseball.
Yeah, I play baseball.
That's what I thought. I thought I remember you playing baseball.
I mean,
And
that's that's
you
that's
had a card too.
what?
You had a card, or a card with your uniform on.
That's kid stuff, man.
No, that's what's up though. I was still saying
Yeah.
you played a lot of sports growing up. You was like
No, we all play
the All
sports, bro.
American.
Nah, man. I miss my when I reflect, there's two parts to it. One, it is really hard to be successful with something when the people around you don't understand it.
Right.
Like college, right? Why did you go to college? See how I just turned that baseball conversation into something deep? Why did you go to college?
Right. Right. Why did I go to college?
Make the
I
picture I
went to
played every
college.
sport.
Hold on.
Yeah, what was your reasoning for going to college? Was it
Oh,
was it
because
your family understood what college was? Yeah.
no, 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 no. I wanted to. Funny. I wanted to actually get further my education, and I knew what I was looking for. I needed a certificate in order to do it. So I ended up going to college and say, if I'm gonna wait 6 months at getting a certificate, I might as well get a degree. And then I realized that the degree was more time than 6 months, but I still ended up going to college anyway and enjoyed it. So did
you
my
you
time there.
you enjoyed it because that's what you're supposed to get out of it, enjoyment. Yeah, I asked that because the point I was making is when you, as far as like you say with sports, one part of it for me is with what I understand now, if my kids were if I were my kids or in their shoes, they would be supported with the understanding of make this decision or don't make that decision, or here's the support here, or that's not possible, right? But without that, when I reflect on something like college, it's hard to get something out of it when the guidance isn't there. The reflection and inflection of what you should have, it's almost not fair because if I sit next to you, but you have a different makeup of how the people in your family and your surroundings know how to um, further, you know, how you, what you said was to further your education, they're gonna go further than you. So even though you went to the same school as that person, having that network around you is everything. Is everything, and it takes most professions are passed down. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard that.
You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's just how I have you patched in here. Um but yeah, most professions are absolutely you
Hey,
know,
Katie, welcome to the chat.
man, I'm not even seeing Katie on this side. What is going on?
You ain't seeing it?
No, my okay, it just caught up. Dawn
Listen,
says
when
Dawn
I
says
when I
she was broke and making $7 an hour. That's why.
oh wow,
Ruben
listen, I
says
remember our first.
I I remember when in elementary school they asked what we wanted to be when we grew up. I answered a doctor. What was yours in the chat? Yeah, I wanted to be an athlete. That's what. Yo, you want me to be honest, bro? You hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
So I still have the fifth grade um you in there too. I have the yearbook from '85.
You lie.
I'm dead serious. I can go get it right now. I have
Yo,
I have a I have the yearbook with you and me in it and others that we still are connected to somehow. Um
bro,
Dawn said she wanted
please send me a shot.
to be a vet. Make the pic says I meant that. Um yeah, so I said I wanted to be I think I said a baseball player and marry a beautiful girl like Rosa. Why did I put
Oh wow, Robert. Yep, never mind. Anyway,
yeah, Dawn graduated in
wow.
'83. Wow. Katie wanted to be a
Wait, what?
teacher. She wanted to be frustrated. Make the pick. What about you? No, it's not a GoPro, man. It's
See, I'm not the only one. Thank
let
you.
me see if I get this thing to. It's a light. It's a light. Sorry, guys. I just didn't take it off. It's when I go outside. You know where we live. You never know what's outside. You gotta go out
Word.
in the dark
Wow,
when
that thing is super bright.
yeah, yeah. It's one of I forgot how many looms it is. However you say that word. But yeah, man. I just feel like
See that's why me and Nick the pick we could re-roll together. He said the same thing I said, and you ain't give him no tongue lashing like you gave me.
what you mean? What he said about the GoPro?
Yeah.
What did I say to you wrong about it?
You know, that ain't no GoPro. If you was here earlier, you would have known it
Oh,
was
that's
no
because you would.
GoPro.
Yeah, that was because.
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh wow.
First of all, you just turned me into a hot girl. Second of all, he didn't say he was here the first 15 minutes when I was over here by myself just doing weird stuff.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
But no,
Shout out to my boy.
oh, so look at this. Growing up, we wanted to be a professional wrestler, going to the Marines. Wow. You still got time for the wrestling thing, man. I believe in you.
And and apparently you still got time for the Marine Corps because I heard they pushed back all the years
Really?
from what it used to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's actually still in that range.
yeah,
It's
man.
just a mindset shift.
Word. Marine Corps.
Banana
Yeah,
ball on
that's all I gotta say.
ESPN.
Shouts out to any of my Marines that's out there.
Yeah, no, I wanted to be an athlete, but I would say that I was very limited on uh I'm a year older than that, Ruben. I want to say I was very limited on what a profession was, so it was
Yo,
unfair. And thanks for
yo,
offering that,
Darnell,
Ruben.
he said 41, and you said you're a year older than that.
Yeah.
You stop lying. You're older than more than a year.
No, I'm not. I'm clearly, if you was here on night 83, you would have known that that's the year that I was. No, I'm Cinco de Mayo, bro. I'll be a couple years older than that.
Listen. Stop trying to hold off to your birthday. You old, bro. You
I don't. Again, most the average founder of a startup is in their early 40s. So
yeah,
when you say
that I
you
do know.
old, when you say you old, what you're saying is that your mindset is limited, that there's not new chapters ahead. This is a new chapter. This is a new
Yeah, definitely.
chapter. And you have to live like that. You have to be in reset mode. And some of us, you could take stuff from the old chapter into the new. Some of us just wipe the slate clean. I can't tell you what to do, but like I remember when I moved out here a couple years ago, I realized that all of the things we learned growing up, I can't even pass it off to my children. I got all this street smarts for what? Hey, kids in a bubble, bro.
Like this is the stoops we used to rock on. What stoops, Daddy? What is that?
A stoop. I was driving on the Bruckner, and my kids said, "Wow, look at the skyscrapers." I said, "What you talking about? That building that's over there? Just a regular building?" I said, "Wow,
That,
look at the
that's not a
skyscrapers."
skyscraper. That's the projects.
Ex- Yo, it wasn't even the projects, bro. It was just the
Oh,
building. Remember before
yo, the
computers.
reality when you have kids and what you up in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, that was my game, Ruben. That was my game. Oregon Trail was my game. I'm looking for that game to this day, the original version, not that stuff that they got out now.
White Plains on 287. Let's
Come
make the
on, I
thing.
used to go to the IHOP. I used to go to the IHOP underneath the train.
Damn, bro. I don't know. Maybe we should let me I'm gonna cut the call and I'm gonna come back in. Maybe that reset, cause I hear you breaking up, so I know it's breaking up for others. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
All right.
You
For
hear
now,
me?
yeah, it sounds clear for now. I don't know. I think it does probably use, I don't know. I don't know if Discord is more than WhatsApp, but I didn't have you on WhatsApp.
I don't
Flo-
even got WhatsApp anymore. So,
floppy
but now
disk.
that you say, word, I seen that
Ruben, what
too.
size? What size floppy disk? Uh-oh, don't trump you guys with a tape to tape.
A track to A track. Let's go.
Reels. Wow.
Wow.
Wasn't VHS not wasn't it a DAT tape that was supposed to be the thing, and then VHSs took over? Mixtapes to my ex
My ex
ladies.
lady. I just read that too.
Oh,
I love Ruben.
you wasted your time. Hey, what's up, man?
Well,
Why are you not asleep? Come, tell the chat why you're not asleep.
I'm not asleep
yeah.
because
Come.
I was thirsty and my water bottle
You was thirsty. Okay. Okay. Why'd you answer like you're in front of the classroom? Does the internet make you nervous?
I have about 18 people in my classroom.
Come on the camera. Let me see you, nephew.
Yeah, he just bounced.
Don't be running. Don't be running from Uncle.
Hollywood video.
Yeah, I remember Hollywood Video, Blockbuster. I remember that. What about camcorders and high 8 tapes?
Mm. High 8 millimeter. But
Word.
that's the
Mini disc.
generation. That's the high 8 and the 8 millimeter. That's the generation after the VHS video cameras, because they had
Word.
VHS video cameras.
I got one.
Still,
Still.
let's
I
make a
look at that thing every
movie.
day. I look at that thing every day and day. It's so big and huge.
What? Let's make a movie with that, bro. You don't. Here's the thing, and I've been trying to preach this, and people don't. If people don't want to do it, they don't want to see the vision. You just got to move forward. Um, everybody wants to go forward,
Right.
but why though? Why though? Is he pausing? Let's make a movie. Let's make a
Hey, yo,
movie.
for
But but
he, he must be listening to Twister and Chris Brown.
but 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 why do we have to go forward? Like that's where, and I brought this up like early on in the streams. The whole AI thing is problematic for me because everything that I remember in our history was beneficial to, let's just say, the majority of people, right? People benefited
Right.
from a lot of technological advances. Find me the things, and Ruben, you've been pretty good at this feedback. We're aligned. I already know Mick the Pick because I know Mick the Pick in real life. Tell me what promises, not what it's capable of doing. Tell me the promises that have been given by this AI, this transformative technology. Tell me how it helps us. It's going to help us. Have you heard about your prices going down because of AI? Have you heard about your food being more nutritious because of AI? Is there more jobs because of AI? Come on, we're going somewhere, right? There's more jobs now. We don't have to do this because of AI. So I sat down one day and said, maybe we've reached a point where we don't have to go forward anymore because the forward was a physical thing and you could reach the maximum. I mean, the human body's not really changing, right? At some point, it got to where it is, and it doesn't really change from the form that it is. Most living beings, the physical kind of stops at some point. AI is really only being sold to corporations. They are hoping to bring a, a good image to the public. Listen, yeah, well, but there's nothing in it for us. See, now I beg to differ because I've spoken to AI and I said what makes it impossible or not plausible to bring technology in the AI space that's actually helpful to people. There's nothing stopping it. It's the fact that we just don't want to invest in it. So it's the people who are making the bets in a certain direction. Nothing stopping our group from having AI that helps to diagnose, issues that we have in our society. I still thought we were trying to cure cancer. And I haven't heard that you gonna help me, Mr. AI. Yeah, yeah. Well, we lost a lot of that mortar technology. But yeah, I don't feel like we have to go forward. We may have reached a point where forward is actually backwards. AI said, Ruben, that there's nothing wrong with my thinking, but the problem is that that's not where the investments are going. So we look at the lens of what we want to continue to trend up when it comes to shareholder money, and people want to invest in ideas that there's so much money at the end of the tunnel, right? So naturally, governments behind, academics are behind. These entities are always going to be behind. So by the time they start using AI, it's already the old AI. So there's nothing in it for us to improve our surroundings. Make the pictures with the Shadow Black think of AI. Shadow Black, what do you think of AI?
I feel like AI is getting a lot of attention and it's taken away from us being human people with each other. What I mean by that is we need to go back to having the conversations like we used to have before AI got invested or introduced to us because I feel like we don't have those conversations anymore. And what I mean by that is a person will turn to an AI or ask a bot something before they ask a human brother or brethren or even a human female something. And I just think that's not it. I feel like they don't have the same human emotions that comes with the territory to answer something 100% legit. They can answer you and give you from an AI perspective what it could be or what it is, but what about the emotional part behind certain things? That's all I'm saying. I mean, am I a fan of AI? Not if you're not trying to take it out on a date, absolutely not. But would I ask it for like a definition? Absolutely. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I just think that you're moving with your heart, not your head. Pause, right? Like you're a lot of that. Um, I would say to be safe, understand that AI is going to be a part of our life, and it has been for some time. You just need to know where and how it should be used, and where you don't think it should be used, you should be creating boundaries for that. Like, for instance, I should not be catfished by an AI music artist, right?
Correct.
I got catfished 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I came across a short. The short was of a guy singing this song. I could find him. It wouldn't be hard to find. Because his name was intentionally a little weird. I've never met someone with the name. It wasn't like Michael. It was spelled in a weird way, like Mikal. I think it was with a Y. So, alright. Nope, I didn't find them, and I'm glad I didn't show any of those results. Yeah, that's the dilemma. That's the same dilemma, Ruben, with that's why we don't have cars everywhere, in every state like nationwide, because there's a dilemma there. So I'm on YouTube. I see
That's a great question, Ruben.
this short, and the short is of a guy. He's singing. He's on whatever show Simon's on. It's one of those talent shows. I think it's America's Got Talent. Um, and the guy's singing, and it's chopped up really nice. And the song was super deep, right? Like the song was. I'm very aware that like the guy did a great job at the song, enough so that I said, let me look him up. So I look him up. He had an album. So first thing I do is I go to YouTube Music. He had an album. So I go to his album, um, and I start listening to the song, not the live version now. I'm listening to the version that is on the album. So that's a testament of an artist. You listen to their real track, right? Now the song is about him being a dad and his children not being in his life anymore. We've had songs like that. We've had the Cats in the Cradle, which is talking about not having time for your children, and when you don't have time for your children, eventually they grow up and they have kids and they don't have time for you. Are you aware of the Cats in the Cradle or the lyrics?
I heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like this is a awesome song, right? Like I'm like, oh my God, this song is good. So then I go to the album, and every track is like weirdly named because he got past the part where you name something and it's cryptic. It was just like Dad's
Wow.
gone, Love Son.
What?
Right. So again, I just came into this. I'm like, okay, I've never seen an album where someone just, put two words together in every song. Mom's home. D- uh, Dad didn't hate you. And the whole album was like in this theme. So I felt something was off, but I couldn't describe it because I was touched by the song. We all have a unique relationship with our dads, rightfully so. So
Right.
my wife, I think like the next day, my wife was home and I bring the song to her attention and she's laughing. She's like, that's an AI artist, right? So apparently there was a lot of um, noise about the same exact artist. Um, and there's a real person behind it. So it's not that the person is trying to not be seen, but he made a cool project. It's an interesting song and concept, and it's able to catfish. I bring that up because when we get to the point where we feel endangered, this is when we have to start talking about uh government protections. The two protections, and I've spoken, I don't mind speaking to AI about this, Ruben, and I have. Nutrition facts are there to protect us. I know you look at it as, oh, they there, so when I go on a diet, I could see I could see what I'm eating. That's not why they're there. This is all to protect us, so that's why you have ingredients. They're there to protect us. The content rating on games, all this movies, TV shows, they're there to protect us. Why is it there to protect you? Well, a parent is not going to be able to be in the room. Can you imagine? Because this just happened to me last night. Can you imagine? We grew up and the TV might have been on, but you had limited channels. And back in those days, what came on the TV was appropriate to the time of when it came on. You agree, Shadow Black? If it's 3 p.m.,
No, I agree.
there's 3 p.m.
Definitely
stuff
agree.
on. If it's Saturday morning, it's Saturday morning cartoons.
That's right.
I don't know how you could find other stuff, but we're not in that world anymore, right? It's on demand.
Nope.
So
Right.
you as a parent, when you want to know if something's safe for your child to watch, what do you have to rely on?
Mm.
No, I'm not talking about the food pyramid. I'm talking about nutrition facts, which every company that is in America that is serving to people in America have to provide nutrition facts that have been tested and approved, and ingredients, allergens, and we know what is actually in it. The government has made this possible. The same, I don't see it any different. When I come into the room, I'll just tell you the story. Last night before stream, um, I'm trying to get my kids situated, got them in the bath, separate baths, one by one. It was two of them. We're getting dressed, and one is watching something. They're both in the room, and he's watching something on TV. It's a cartoon. It says something, something, something. You son of a B.
Oh,
Now, both of my boys are less than 10, right? So I just had like this tingly feeling because I don't like to overreact to these things, because when you overreact, you giving power to the words that aren't powerful to them yet, right? In the car today, you need to cut it, cut it. My kids love the song. Now that my son is like listening, he heard the word Rari. He said he talking about a Ferrari. Hmm. Your price is way too high. You need to cut it. You, he's not talking about what you think. And my son starts asking questions, and I'm smiling on the outside and the inside because I can't tell him that he's cutting product and telling everyone else, you guys need to. I can't tell him what this means, but the jangle is good. Cut it, cut it. My kids love this song. So,
editor.
so last night, the son of a bee comes on. I look up at the screen and I look at him and I said, bro, why are you watching this? It has curses in it. We go old school now. It has curses in it. Why are you watching it? He looks at me. He goes, "It does." What is your response? Because I'll give you mine. What is your response to that, Shadow Black?
So I heard you. Mine would be more of, yeah, it got curses in it. It does. Yeah, you ain't hearing curses just now, and I'm gonna wait for the reaction. If he says no, I didn't hear it. That's a good thing. So let's change the channel. Find something different to watch. You know,
Okay, so
that'd be
here
my reaction.
I like your reaction because you didn't overreact. So I go, yeah, it just said son of a B. And I just said I didn't say the word. I just said, yeah, son of a B, because the other one is there. He may just be observing the fight that we're about to have. He may not know. B
Yeah.
could still be B. It could still be innocent because they're really watching the storyline in the cartoon. So when I said son of a B, I seen him smirk because he's at the age where he wants to have his separate school life where there is foul language probably being used,
Yeah.
and he wants to have his home life, and I don't I don't communicate like that. So
Right.
I understood his smile. So I said, now I go to, because I'm it's in a shared situation. I said, "Mommy let you watch that?" He goes, "Yeah, I mean, it's been on." I go, "Well, how many episodes have you watched?" 28.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Stop. Stop the madness.
So I'm trying to I'm trying to navigate the situation, and you speak of dropping the ball.
Said
How many
28.
episodes have you? And I look, season 1, episode 28.
Oh man.
So whatever I have to say to him, like you said, we got to move on and watch something else. He already got 28 episodes worth of a storyline.
Mm.
So I look at the screen, and this is what I'm saying, and Ruben hear this. It says TV 14.
Oh boy. At the top left hand corner.
Yes. Well, this is the same as the nutrition fact. This is what almost got rap music like out of here. The parental advisory is there to protect us. TV
Right, right,
14. He doesn't know because when he browses around, he just sees cartoon. He doesn't read. It
right.
said it said TV 14, nudity, violence. I'm
Nudity.
it's you son of a b.
Wait. TV 14 involves nudity now. This is crazy. What is it?
No,
What is it? What,
no,
anime?
you're bugging. You're no, we the way we grew up. When I think that they're better now than when we were growing up, as far as what you can show, because they used to show bare backs and it was like PG-13.
Yeah, but the stuff that they show now is diabolical compared to when we was growing up. Like I remember waking up on Saturday, we had like Darkwing Duck, we had Chip and Dale's, we had DuckTales, Tailspin. You know what I'm saying? I remember waking up, you know, on those days, and they was not, and I repeat, they was not using language like that at all.
Well, here's
You
the
know?
thing. Every time you hear something, you have to check a show. Everything you just named is not TV-14. That TV-14 would be more like a Nick at Night kind of situation. Like,
Yeah, TV 14 be more of Adult Swim,
yeah, Adult
Cartoon
Swim, not
Network.
Nick at Night. Yeah, Adult Swim. Look, I have it on the screen now. A TV-14 rating is part of the United States TV parental guidelines and signals that parents are strongly cautioned about the content of this program. It is roughly equivalent to a PG-13 movie rating and a T rating for video games, which is teen, right? Programs with this rating may include intensive suggestive dialogue, strong coarse language, sexual situations, partial nudity, and intense violence. Darkwing Duck, let's get
Let's go.
dangerous. So, the whole point was is that these things are there to protect us. Tell me the protections that we are from a policy perspective. What protections are we looking for from AI?
Well, AI should know not to put it up there. If my TV got AI on there, AI
No,
should
no,
say,
no,
"Oh,
no,
this is a
no.
kid.
No, no,
You
no.
should not be watching this."
No, no, you know you're living through the that story. What I'm saying is AI is so transformative that it needs constraints. It needs to know what it can and it can't do. Right? There was a time where your ISP, your internet service provider, be, based on federal law, could not view your traffic, even though they could not decrypt your traffic. So they would not know what you were actually looking at. They were not allowed to. They were just a means of transportation. Some time ago, within the last 5 to 10 years, that changed. And your internet service provider, Optimum, Verizon, Spectrum, they are able to identify and see your traffic. That's when the VPN boom came about because we're in dire need to have privacy, right? So the government knows how to do these things. The problem is this stuff comes in so fast that there's a portion, the policymakers of the demographic that's going to be policymakers, they wouldn't know what ramifications, what would you have as a constraint. Well, here's one. I should not be able to watch or listen to any kind of content. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think that has to do with the Patriot Act. That's something slightly different. Um, I should not watch or listen to any content without an advisory to tell me that that's not human. And I was working on this in earlier streams, like the first 30 days. I should know if it's human, I should know if it's AI enhanced, or I should know if it's fully generated AI content. There are ways to do this. Yeah, I don't think that the optimum one is the Patriot Act because the internet one is the Patriot Act because the Patriot Act is more so about government being able to um, intrude based on their articulable, reasonable suspicion. I'll look it up real quick if my prompt works. All right, so yeah, that's it's that simple, Ruben. It's that simple. So check this out, guys. So this is not the Patriot Act. This has nothing to do with 9/11. So this says before 2017 in the US, the FCC had rules that required ISPs to get your permission before selling your online activity logs. These rules were designed to protect consumer privacy and limit how ISPs could use your browsing history. After 2027, Major ISPs like AT&T, Comcast, Charter, Verizon began openly selling customer browsing history and other collected data to advertisers. This was framed by ISPs as a way to compete with tech giants like Google and Facebook, but critics argued it gave them a natural monopoly over your online activity. Yeah, nothing to do with the Patriot Act, but this was something that was put in place by the FCC. See what I'm saying? So we have these protections. I, as a parent, have got to be better, but it's not just me. It's me. You still there, Shadow Black? Oh, Shadow Black is muted. That's why. It's me.
No, I'm still here. I'm still
Okay.
here.
It's not just me as a parent. It's something I could offer my children because they're on a app that has, let's say, the Play Store or the App Store. They're able to search and see all of these things. All you got to do is give your kid a tablet. When you start that tablet up, it gives you two modes to put that tablet in: kid mode or everything else. Once you in adult mode on a tablet, they could make it to anything that looks like they should be using it.
Right.
Make the Pick says, I really do think there's a market for a website that only allows human made content and makes would it be a website? Or you're talking about a movement that just some sort of a content house, like a media group that specializes in only human made content. I don't think the humans see, I'm gonna have to go on the other side. I'm not, or at least in the middle. I am an independent anyway. I don't think that people care yet. I don't think people care until they have a reason to care. When you realize how many ailments are around us, diseases, viruses, it's not until the thing comes into your living room, into your bank account, that you create a foundation to solve something. People get serious about autism when that's in their family. So if you're not, are people being hurt? Do they feel the pain? I don't think people feel the pain of AI. Do they feel that they need protection? I don't think they feel that. So it'll be hard to say that people are going to react, to it in a bad way because we're not reacting now. We're the minority here. We're having a shared discussion, a build, but in every one of these post-apocalyptic movies, we're the people that are like guarded somewhere in the old ways and we're holding on to it. All right, be real. Let's let you come back in here. We can wind this thing down. Um,
Let's go for it. I'm already
awesome,
here. You already know.
awesome topic. I don't know how we got to AI, but I think there's hope.
Because Mick the Pick was like, what does Shadow Black think about AI?
No, we
And I said what
obviously
I
were
said.
already talking about AI before he said that.
Yeah, we did. I think that topic came about before he came in, but he asked what my opinion was on it. Like I said, I'm not like totally forget AI, but I just know it still lacks the human feelings part of it.
Look at
But anyway,
Ruben. Look at Ruben's joke. Ruben has like padded jokes.
what
It's
would
like,
AI do?
you know what he's saying, right?
Shouts out to Ruben.
Katie says AI is helping doctors and nurses make diagnosis. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, it is a thing. But speaking of someone whose spouse is a nurse, um, it it almost feels like they don't care whether or not it's going to be able to do a good job, a great job, and once it starts to take that role away, what you went to bat for, went to school, put your blood, sweat, and tears into, doesn't exist. And it's not like you're giving it up. You're not coming to a conclusion that this is what's necessary. So it's a bigger entity always that is it's a business. It's a business.
Right.
It's a business. So I think when you could get away from everything that you're saying, Shadow Black, these decisions are business, they're business decisions. And until it's a good business decision, like be careful. You know that apologizing for something is also a thing to do. Because once you apologize, then you could be a part of the rebuild. So who's to say that they don't swing us in this direction and then they help us to make the AI that they should have made from the start to help us get out of the situation? Like we're gonna take you into the mental health crisis and then we're gonna bring you back,
Right. Right. Right.
right? So at the end of the day, all you could do is be sound with yourself, with your family, with your friends. Be careful, guard your energy. Um, I don't know how much you could do outside of that. You're not going to be able to control. Make the Pick he seems to have hope of like, an ideal website. I have hope, but I wouldn't do it thinking that you could compete because I don't think that people want this. It's like the newspaper industry, right? We went away from that for what? Could anybody tell me a reason as to why it makes sense to go away from newspapers that was charging you anywhere from a quarter to $1 a day for more words in a piece, some paper than you would read the whole year on real topics? What was the reason to not have a newspaper? Can you find one? Shadow Black? Do you see where I'm
A
going with
reason.
that?
I see where you're going with it, but a reason not to have a newspaper.
Well, yeah, we've gone away by and large from traditional media. So when Mr. Orange Man, Missy says ink poison. That's funny. They've been using soy ink forever, but thanks for the joke. Um,
Shouts out to Missy.
there's what I'm saying is that industry, just like how software may be today, right, and other things that AI is going to compete with, they've been
Right.
talking about media changing and newspapers going away for a very long time. Then it's magazines. All of these mediums they've been in danger for a very long time. So those people already had to switch up what they were doing. All this information came online. My question is, to what end? What did you successfully get out of moving media into a digital space? Is your media better now?
No, but more people are likely to look at media and listen more than read it.
Why would you say that? That's what people did. When we didn't have these
Yeah, Missy.
distractions, when we didn't have these distractions, um, what's good, Missy? So Missy says because it's faster. See, that's what I'm saying. Faster doesn't always win the race. Faster doesn't indicate better value. Um,
Slow and steady wins the race, but at the same time, So it's crazy that Missy will come in at this point, but I'm gonna use her. She's a reader. You know,
Yeah.
like not too many people read like that. So what's the best way to get that kind of content out if you're trying to persuade or affect the human race by putting it digitally? We all got eyes. We all gonna listen. We don't got to read it because it's being told to us. So we're just listening, looking, and watching instead
Yeah.
of picking up the paper, going to read it, see what's going on. It's easier for us. So
All right. So
once again,
so
we're
so
more
he-
willing to listen to it than to read it.
all right. So let's go back to a previous topic that we ended with. It's because it's a business. Don't discount that the newspaper itself was there because it was also a business. It was just a slower business model. Right? So
Right,
you're getting into the emotional side of it, of how it helped people, and the business is a business. And business is based on, am I making money?
right,
Right? So all they did to get rid of newspapers was to undercut them. If I could get the same information and I could feel like it's faster, what is the point of me investing in now look at the model. A newspaper, if you live in a place where you could go to the grocery store, bodega, you could go and get a newspaper. Other than that, newspapers were subscription model based. Think about where I'm going with this. We all subscribe to some service. We have no problem having Netflix and not watching it, Prime, not watching it, or watch one show on it. The newspaper was subscription based, magazine subscription based.
right.
Well, don't says it got expensive to print and make. If you have the people who are buying into it and you value what the product is, there's you can't really put a cost on that. So when Netflix was $7, it's not $7 anymore. Netflix is
14.99.
expensive. Disney is expensive. So I'm saying, can we translate this? It's not the, I don't know how to say it, but it's not really the object. It's the intent. Business is still happening under the, it's still the same business model. There's no reason that we don't have newspapers. No, we could make it from recycled material. See, it's a cycle. Don't if we stress real recycling practices, we can have a cycle where newspaper is not helping to cut trees down, just like plastics right now, where we're not able to recycle plastics. Th- I'll ask you guys this. This is my question because y'all get me hyped now. Is styrofoam recyclable? Can you recycle if
No,
everyone in the chat, can I just get an answer on this? Because this is exactly what I'm saying. Eh, Anyone in the chat, can you recycle styrofoam? Anyone? I just wanna, you got the wrong answer, Shadow Black. See, Ruben says no. You can. You think I'm crazy now, Shadow Black. You know I'm gonna explain it. Your whole life,
you better.
your whole life, you've looked at, no, you can recycle styrofoam. There's a reason why we don't recycle styrofoam. See, that's the
No, you
difference.
can purpose it.
No, you can recycle styrofoam. It is just plastic like there's 7 types of plastic that we use in these products. The reason why we don't recycle styrofoam is because it is made up of 99% air, and it would cost too much to recycle because we overuse it. Can you imagine how light a truck would be of styrofoam? It doesn't make sense to recycle. And therefore, we have carried the notion that has been passed down by industry that we cannot recycle it. In fact, styrofoam is a pure product. It doesn't get contaminated like other plastics. You can recycle styrofoam. It does not, there's no value in recycling it. So they have convinced all of us that you can't recycle something that is just plastic. How you feel about that, Shadow Black? Be real.
Well, I just, you know what? I'm just looking at what that guy Be Real put in there, and it was just
I,
showing how it can't be. But
it doesn't
I'm
say
pretty sure
that.
Be
No, no, no,
Real.
no, no. Be real. Let me talk to Be Real for a second. You just said it can't be. That's not what that says. It says it is not recyclable through the authorities.
So if
You
it's
see how you
not
just messed
recycled
that up?
through
It's not recyclable because they won't pay for the program.
that, they say that. Oh, see, Be Real. You got me. I'm glad I'm Shadow Black to understand it.
It's not, it doesn't pay to recycle, but my thing is it's just like with this AI thing. When you now understand this, you have to ask yourself, why do we use something that we continue to not be able to recycle? Because of the fact that you don't want to create a program to recycle it.
Right. Cell phones, mobile phone, purchase custom, carry out containers and cartons, and hazardous materials. Some units are not recyclable, though. The authority. Okay. Oh, no, you're right. Right, right. Wow.
Your whole life, my whole life, styrofoam is not recyclable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
that's not true. It's just not true. Bro, this is the point. Do you know, all right, so you get a Be Real knows what he's talking about. No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Be Real did. So, did you know, and let me just pull this up so you can see this. It's I said 99% air. I'm 1% off. It's made of 98% air.
What you're
And
saying is
and it's made
there's a
from
possibility that your AI buddy
polystyrene.
could be wrong.
No, no, no. It's not about AI, bro. This is the plastic is not a hard science. I'm gonna give you another example, right? Cause you guys, I once it's Mick the Pickle like this. I was working on a concept called compost it. It's I'm a big compost person. I love cycles, right? So compost it was a play on the .it, meaning the top level domain name. So .com is a top level domain name, right? So back in the
Right.
days, you could get a dot whatever you like .info, and it was okay to get .biz. Have you ever had like a different top level domain name than .com?
No,
Okay, so I've had all types, right? So
I believe
.it,
you.
well, look, they got .io now. You could get like you could get dot whatever, and like there's a lot of specific ones that you could get. So dot it was, it spells it. So I had this thing I wanted to create called compost it. And the main basis for the idea was because when we make products, we package products together that don't belong together, as in they can't be recycled if you keep them together. Case in point. So I don't know about this, right? So I have a cup here. It's from Wendy's. So it's not that hard to see the number, right? So here we go. Okay, you can't, it's hard to see with the light, but there's a number 5 there, right? So that tells me the type of plastic this is, right? So all I have to do then
Right.
is go plastic number 5,
Okay.
right? So then you can see what is plastic number 5. Now, here's what the problem is. If this straw is not plastic number 5 and I throw this into the recycle bin, this is not recyclable. It's
Hmm.
it's contaminated. So when you get a 20 ounce, I'm sure you're familiar with a 20-ounce drink. When you get a 2 liter, they don't really make 1 liters, but when you get a 2 liter or 3 liter, the cap is a different plastic than the bottle because our plastics have different holding properties.
Hmm.
So, when you turn the cap off, but then that little piece on the rim is still there?
Right, right, right.
So, even if the cap is discarded, that little piece on the rim is not discarded, right? It's there. It could spin, but it doesn't really come off, right?
Right.
The plastic is no longer recyclable.
Wow. That's crazy. Uh,
So, these are the games that are being played. And we don't have people, the green, anything that's green part, people, you have to focus where you put your energy. This isn't a place where energy is really put. So my idea was centered around having a search engine for people to get the education for every product that they have, that they could have the confidence to take apart. That's why your mill puts caps in garbage cycles oh wow, recycles the bottle. Yeah, yeah. Well, they can't be recycled together. So the likelihood of that thing being recycled, that bottle being recycled, is almost none. And I'll show you why in 2026 it's almost none. Since we going there, because this is, yeah, this is my area. I think it's called iron. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, so the American, okay, that's a very good assumption, Ruben, but the American infrastructure was not designed in a smart way, so we still by and large rely on conveyor belts with humans sorting things, and it's a game of speed. So they can only grab what they can grab. Now, here's the reason why this is, and this is going to kind of, it's going to mess you up a little bit. Iron, I think it's called Iron Sword. Um, Recycle. Yeah, I found it. All right. So, so for our lifetime, everyone who's in the chat, there were multiple green revolutions that, we get the 3 R's or the 4 R's and we feel green and we put cans out there. We in America, by and large, have never fulfilled the cycle of puff puff pass. We've never fulfilled the cycle of recycling. Right. I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry they got me tonight. So we throw something in, say you do it the right way. Say you just have that bottle, you don't have that little cap on there, and you put it in there and it makes it all the way through the end. All we have been doing is crushing it and then shipping it to China. And they do the real work above the table and below the table, as in there's a whole market. It is after hours. There's a whole market of little shops that know how to recycle and pelletize these things back. And guess what? These things go into your furniture. So for a gang of years, China being one of the biggest countries that don't have access to these natural resources was taking all of our waste. I shouldn't say resources. They were taking our waste and recovering resources from it and selling it back to you at Walmart. That's why our furniture sucks. So 8 years ago, well, 9 years ago now, check this out. China's Iron Sword recycling policy and its global impact. So I'll tell you what I know from it. This line right here, um, what they did was they reduced the contamination tolerance and allowed recyclables from 5 to 10% to 0.5%. Why that's important is because we don't have infrastructure. Have you ever gone to an industrial district, Shadow Black? Have you ever seen a recycling facility? Have you ever seen where they return metals?
Yes. I
Is
actually
it
used to work in one of the garbage plants here in my local area,
is it
to
a
where
clean
the garbage used
place?
to come. It's garbage, but
It's
it used to come
garbage.
on a conveyor
Okay.
belt
Okay. So
and
here's
cut
the
open.
here's the thing. When we used to have a 5 to 10% contamination rate, that if that chunk, if that pallet got wet, it was still accepted by China. It is no longer accepted, and we don't have the investment behind recycling to get our infrastructure to have a 0.5% recycling rate. So guess what we do?
Sell it off.
We sell it to other states. So if your state sucks, we sell it to you. You deal with it.
Or
We burn it. They double your. I'm in a town, so we got private garbage. They've doubled the cost, and they just burn it.
wow. That's
So
crazy.
by and large, they're not recycling. And we walk around here like, oh, you can't recycle styrofoam. That's why we can't. You remember they took all of that out of the stores. You can't have styrofoam cartons.
Right.
You can't have plastic bags. You know why plastic bags aren't recycled? Like to them, you know why it's a problem? Because I'm sure you're gonna tell me
Why?
it's the turtles and the, and the fish. The reason why plastic bags are a problem is because our conveyor belts used to get stuck from the plastic bags. You
Wow.
understand? It's the rollers. So, what's the
Yeah.
worst thing to a factory? The worst thing to a factory is stopping production.
Right.
No,
Cause you
because
lose the money.
they bury it there. Well, they could only bury it for a matter of time. We've got some chemical mountains. Remember that one in Co-op, Shadow Black?
Uh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, Ruben, I geek out on this stuff, and it's been for years. And when I want to have these conversations, I've been. It goes back to the brassicas. You know something, and you start saying something, and that's why I don't have confidence that people want to hear this type of information because we're just a niche group. We're a small group of people who still value information. It's online. AI's not hiding this information. You just tease me and says maybe your AI is wrong, but they're not hiding. It's in plain sight. What's not happening is we're not saying whether we think this is safe or not, right? It's like this is how we function. Remember the Gorilla Glue girl? You remember that, Shadow
Yes,
Black?
I do remember. I remember the girl. Yeah.
Do you remember like the outrage and it went to the top of media?
Yes, yes,
W-
I do.
So we need extreme cases. That's why Meta just got sued. We need extreme cases to have public outrage. That's the problem. A baby chokes. That this is how we function. We need extreme cases, and that's not whether we're in newspaper or formerly television, cable TV. It's all the same thing. It's just media. It's just ad placement and subscription models. It is no different. It's faster. I'll give you that. I don't think it's safer. So my whole
Right.
point is, I don't know if we're going forward. Look at you're a Mac guy, right? You're an Apple buyer, right? You believe in
All day.
okay all day. Let me ask you this. Are you okay whether it's the iPhone or the MacBook Pro that the shell really it really hasn't changed much? Does that not tell you that software, like obviously there's improvements on critical things within the computer, right? That's
Right.
hardware. But outside of that, there's software upgrades. That's why a PS4 is able to run the latest game. And the only reason why they would move on is because they want you to buy into it again.
Correct.
They physically reach the point where they don't need to move forward. They don't even know what forward is because you're still so happy to buy something.
Right. Right. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Why would we move on if you don't want better?
Right. We
It
don't have
does
to do anything but keep offering you the same.
it's
I
more
see.
risky. If you don't like it, you may leave.
Right.
So I'm just saying I think if I could sum it all up, I'm just saying I think it's simple. We have to figure out, is this safe? Do we want it? Mick the Pick pointed out that this is really like for companies. Um, that's what this is being sold to. That's who's guiding us. When it trickles down to us now, is we are using these companies' products. Right now, they're saying powered by AI, right? They're telling me that they're giving me a choice. The default will be this is just how this thing is used. You'll have to turn AI off, not turn it on. That's another industry, Ruben, and don't quote me on this, but I believe you can't copyright a pattern. You can copyright a logo, but not a pattern, which that industry is already, that's a huge challenge, and that's what determines the decisions of branding. Because you want to brand something with a logo because you know that somebody else can make something under the law and just use a pattern. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. And I want to say something about something Katie said. Uh, and Shadow Black, take over if you need to. But there was something she said that got me. Oh, okay, yeah. She goes, now everything is on YouTube. And I mentioned that in the past, the dangers of what we're doing is that when we had diversity to find things, right? We had companies that were still investing in themselves. So, they would create apps and you would go to their app for their content. That has gone away some time ago because everyone is convinced that social media is media, right? Social media is media. It's where you get your news, it's where you meet people, it's the end all be all, right? So if I'm a company, I think, and I'm not speaking personally because I wouldn't do this, but everyone puts everything on YouTube. So when everyone puts everything on YouTube, that means that everything is subjected to YouTube's AI and algorithm. I mean, that's been going on for years and years. I used to sell jerseys. I'll be real. And I know those jerseys wasn't made in America. I could tell you that.
For real.
But yeah, like every you know everything you put on here is now subjected to this company's business practice.
Right.
So you can't tell me that there are 1,000 more powerful conversations than the one we've been having. The chat's been buzzing. You giving context, I'm giving context. AI, every word that we say that they could interpret, including what's in the chat, is building data around what we're talking about.
Yes.
Like Monday Night Football is a different stream. Thursday Night Football is Sunday night. Well, it's all marketed. So if it knows what we're talking about, what makes it so hard for them to pass this over to people and give impressions to people? They don't. This is not what's going to. They don't want to do this. They have their reason, and I can't speak for it, but they know everything um, that is being said online. They know everything, and they get to choose what goes on. We haven't said one curse word since we've been on here tonight.
Nope. Good
We have
job.
One person has not been insulted. There's no argument. There's no debate. There's no drama. Can you imagine that if the AI is programmed and it's given like drama points? It's just going off.
I can see
I,
that though.
I think there's a fight. There's a fight. And this is drama, drama, and then that's what's being pushed.
All right.
Dawn says she did. Oops. It might, Dawn, it might have helped us. I think I seen the views
Right.
spike. But yeah, if we don't want that, then we should figure out how to communicate that. He said poop. We should figure out how to communicate that. We
What
shouldn't have
goes
to.
back to my what goes back to my original thing about us and our communications without the AI.
Yeah, no, no, but you can't see that's you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win anyone over with that because you acting like you have a tea plant outside and you cut that plant and then that's where you get your tea from. No, you get your tea from a tea bag. And when your children drink tea, you go get a tea bag for your children so they don't have a connection to tea. Did you know that green tea and black tea is the same plant?
I do now.
Did you know that it's the time that they pick it? That
I, I didn't know that.
come on, man.
I did not know that. Seriously.
No, no, no. I'm
Listen,
not
I know
saying
how.
I'm not saying come on, man, that you didn't know that. I'm saying come on, man, how they don't teach this to us.
Because that's not the knowledge they want to give us.
No,
That's why they don't teach it
no.
to us.
I
We got to
think
teach it to ourselves.
see with something like that, I feel like this is not like we shouldn't be responsible for multiple generations of misinformation or a choice not to know these things because this is the whole moving forward conversation, right? So our goal to be civilized as a people allows us to look at other people as uncivilized, right? I
Right.
said this the other night that I feel like what's next for us, and Missy says she did know. We knew Missy knew, but
Yeah.
of
We
course
know she
Missy,
know.
yeah, wild card. uh,
For
so
real.
so
Shout out to Missy.
what's next for America in a just a bland prediction of mine is that we become more of a dynamic place where people who can't afford gas don't afford gas and they move to a place where they can bike around. And those things are all matcha too? I didn't
I didn't know about matcha.
oh you don't know matcha? Yeah, I make matcha. I got all types of matcha powderized in the crib.
I gotta stop by down there
And I
because
wick
I
it.
ain't know
I
about.
wick it. I try to wick it the right way too. Um, but yeah, imagine that where we look at other societies as they're doing this because they're poor. Like if you seen a stoplight and there were 100 bicycles, I'm talking 20 speeds, two-wheelers. Do you think that this is a forward moving society?
Nope, they would consider that a third world country.
Okay, and that's the dangerous thing. And that's what I've been taking away. This is what I've been looking in the mirror for a while now. I don't use terms like that because I think
It's
that
derogatory.
it's not just that it's derogatory, you're implying something that you don't even know what you're implying. You're implying that we've moved forward, and I can find so many examples where we've actually moved backwards. So
Right.
it's the same thing. Like they're not telling us something, but we've grown up into something thinking that we're empowered, but we don't know. There's so much that we don't know because the only way that we're empowered is if they're empowered. You understand? The
Right.
only
I understand that.
empowerment to being civilized is when you have jobs. When you don't have jobs, how can we call ourselves civilized?
Right.
Dawn says she loves her scooter. It goes 120 miles. That's crazy.
Wow. You sure
Yeah.
that's not a motorcycle?
And that's what the point, Don, is that when you make a decision based on practicality and it goes 60 miles to the gallon,
The gallon. That's
yeah,
better than the cars. Hold on now.
this is
I'm gonna have to
always
get me a dome scooter.
this has always been like this. My son, he rode his ATV, small tank. He's been riding it for 4 days. All we did was put gas in it one time.
Oh wow.
I mean, my lawnmower, there's not that much gas, and granted, that has to be better with exhaust and pollution and all of that. Mexico had the dune buggy. Russia had the small, tiny trucks. India has the motorbikes. Absolutely. And we're the civilized ones. So I'm saying all these things. Oh, Yamaha Majesty, cool, 400cc. So I'm
Wow.
saying
I got
that
I got a
these.
Yamaha Adventure Royale 1200.
Okay, okay, you got to get back on that, man.
Yeah, I gotta get back to riding.
We look at other people outward, and we're really the problem, right? And I think that we're lucky enough because we have uh we have an opportunity to get back. Like that's what I've spent time like just learning and understanding. Like food is my big topic when I watch like the Real Organic Project. I get to learn from scholars, people around the world. Like it, and they're teaching me what we think, and it's just wow, this is just not so. This is just not so, bro. So I don't know if forward is really forward. And I think AI in this era is going to be a testament of people will not survive if they think that that we need this.
No, you're right about that.
I haven't found anything that is going to improve for me that I need it to happen. So about it being as transformative as the internet, I think it has the capabilities as far as just like it's smarter than us. It thinks faster than us. Yes, it's transformative in that way. But just because something's fast doesn't mean that you should go that fast. It always got me that we all have cars that say 160 miles on it per hour. Why?
Right.
Have you ever thought of that?
I
Is
thought about that.
is that there for an emergency when it doesn't when it's lawless and it doesn't matter? Why would a car why would we have a car that could go 100 miles per hour? Where can you in the States, where can you drive 100 miles per hour legally?
You can't.
So then I don't understand it then. I don't
Only place,
understand the feature.
only place you can take those cars are like to the Autobahn in
Autobahn,
Germany.
sure. But these are American cars, right? So
Right.
why wouldn't and let's be real. Be real, let's be real in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
You as far as cars, one of the things that we've been trying to solve for a very long time is vehicular homicides. People dying from humans that are behind the wheel and negligence. Many are accidents. Some are negligent. Why would you make
Right.
a car that could go 100 miles per hour and call it street worthy? Why would there not be a cap on that?
Right.
Missy, it's not about where is the car from, it's about where it's made for. It's the same as nutrition facts. If a product is made outside of this country, it does not get the nutrition facts from inside of this country if here is the destination. So if here's the destination, then they have to fit the mold. This is just a system that we all are aware of. When you put a product into BJ's and Costco's and Sam's Club, they have a unique agreement to make that product the exact size for that particular company. I know you could do that all day on the Autobahn. You can't go 26 miles per hour in the Bronx. Shadow Black is not making it his next trip to the Bronx. He's not making it around without getting a ticket. He put the auto button.
You already know.
We have 25-mile-an-hour roads in the Bronx. And it isn't that state law when there's nothing listed, it's 25 mile an hour.
30.
30?
Unless it's Spanish.
Then maybe that's New York City. It's not 30 in New York City. It's 25.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've been in the car with me. You know how I drive.
You can't
So
go.
let me say,
You will not be able to go there without getting a ticket.
and
Rashaz,
you're
what's
right.
up? What time is it,
Every
Rashaz? I know I must have we must have overlapped. I don't think I've ever been on here at 2 a.m. and saw you. So yeah, I mean we've discussed a lot.
wow, is it really that?
Yeah, it's really 2 a.m. What
So
time you,
easy to get lost in your thoughts.
it is, man. It is. It is easy to, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it gets even easier like when Missy comes up and now you coming up where we're just, there's some back and forth and it's exciting. But I think it's helping me to build the character, the things, the type of time that I be on and that I want to show. It's real stuff. I'm not reading from a script, so I think it's really good offering. But we can't be on here all night. Vashas is like my alarm clock now, cause I'm like, oh no, we hit a whole different time zone.
Oh, well,
Are you breaking up again? Say that again.
for shots
I think
from.
Vashas is in India, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Vashas has been coming through for some time now. Um, but
nice.
we've bounced around with the time. Um, but look, I ain't trying to do what I did last night. We're getting close. It's getting too easy, man. See, if you take over these, the next 100 days, you got the privilege of me batting up first.
Word.
Yo, break out the Schwinn. I got my Schwinn, Ruben. I got a Schwinn, and I just fixed the pedal. I had an issue with the pedal. I just fixed it like a couple months ago. Time flies. Great topic. Yeah, great bunch of topics.
Or we was all over.
Carolyn says it's only 12:49.
Katie was like, "Good time to say goodnight."
Oh, look. It's not even midnight for Ruben. It's almost 2 o'clock here. Yeah, Vashas is in India.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Vashas, we was actually giving a shout out, man, because I don't feel like we're moving forward when it comes to Katie says time to say goodnight. Good night, Katie. I don't feel like we're moving forward or there is forward to move. Um, I am not getting with whom are you talking? I don't know what you mean, but I feel like what I've seen from around the globe, there are a bunch of communities that I think we will be mimicking very soon. You will be seeing people biking in cities, and hopefully the cities support it. Like we're good for our bike trails, our bike lanes. We're good for it. So, all right, Shadow Black, take us home, man. Take us home. You're muted, sir. Oh,
Right. Thank you for telling me because I was definitely
he
talking to
he he
myself.
took us he took us home.
So I want to say thank y'all for showing up. Subscribe, comment. You already know we out here. Uh, don't be a sucker for love.
Don't be a sucker for love. All right, well, I'd like to say, you done? You paused there. My fault.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out for everybody who came through tonight. Shout out to Mr. Pitt, Katie. Shout out to Missy, uh, Carolyn, everybody. If I mess up your name, I apologize. And I can't
Yeah,
forget Ruben. We out here.
Carolyn, I do look tired, but it's just a state of being. When I get off of here, I'm probably gonna listen to some Alan Watts. I was trying to play it on stream, and then Be Real told me to call Shadow Black. I had queued up this thing right here, and you
Uh,
remember that? I had
Then
queued
there's
this
some
up.
gathering of people, and we say,
yeah,
well, this is a great day, what a wonderful picnic, or whatever it is we're having.
I
It's a pity
remember it.
somebody didn't bring a camera.
So I don't know if this is the one, but because I was having a conversation with Ruben, uh, the Shadow Black for president, I was having a conversation
Let's go, Ruben.
with Ruben during the stream earlier because I did stream outside earlier, and it made me think of this Alan Watts talk where he was saying how it was all. I think this is it because he says this thing is titled "The Whole Thing Is an Illusion." And what I remember him talking about was when you're a kid, you want you want to grow up, you want to be older. I'm seeing it in my kids now. They talking teens, right? Being a teen is a big deal to them. My son just said, "Oh, you could do that when you're a teenager." You don't really get to do that much more once you turn into a teen. And then you want to be an adult, you want to go to college. And then when you go to college, you want to get a good job. And then when you get a job, you want to work your way up. And then at some point, you realize that the whole system, and I think it was around like the 40s, and he said good night one time. I think he said it was around like the 40s, and then you realize it was all a game anyway. And it took all these years. It was all an illusion, right? It was all an illusion. So I'm gonna listen to that when I get off of here. So just I gotta wake up still. I'm probably gonna go to the store super early in the morning, avoid the crowds, and I gotta get some 20 amp fuses. Hopefully, if the weather permits, I can get my lawn mowed and be in a good state for the week. Um, So I did say goodnight, number one. I'm watching the time, so I'm not gonna pass 2 a.m. no matter what. You guys have been super awesome. We got 11 more days to go. Uh, yeah, I don't even know, not much more I could say. I don't think I've covered, I don't think I've had a stream where we've covered the variety of topics. Like Darnell's brain needs to be studied as to why he cares about styrofoam so much. But it is what it is. So this was a really fun stream for me. Um, yeah, we're just gonna take it into tomorrow. No, it's all good, Katie. I trust me. I look at the time. I look at I'm recording this because I'm supposed to be chopping it up. It hasn't happened yet. Um, thanks for shots. I needed that because I've been thinking about how I could overlap with other markets. But yeah, make the pick. Just said it. Don't be a sucker for love, everybody. That one guy standing on the sidewalk getting paid, then makes a job out of it. The next thing you see him as an old man, or life passes by. Yeah. Well, that's why you have to make fun of it. You're playing in the game, and you have to follow what you need to follow. And this is a part of it for me. This being on here is getting back to dreams that I had, like really like sleepy dreams. I have this book that I can't find. It's like the only book that I can't find. It's called Shut Up and Shoot. It's about filming documentaries, and I've always had it. I didn't read it, um, but this is me getting back. So I could just play in the game the way that I want to play instead of saying that I don't like the character that I was. But Be Real or Shadow Black, thanks for holding me accountable, sir, and tolerating me. It was definitely nice to see my peoples in here. You guys showed out and really brought some character to the chat and in the show at large. So there's more coming, but for now, don't be a sucker for love, everybody. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace. I'm gonna play two videos, two of the I guess the latest shorts that I put out there. So you wanna watch them, hang around. If not, have a good night. Peace. Come on, man. Can't stay here. I've told you you cannot stay here. Look, I'm not flying eagles, but you're gonna have to figure this out. You figure it out. Go. It's too early in the season for this hen to go broody.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.
Scrap. How many of us saved them scraps? All right, we're going with a 12-inch starter line there. Getting the hits from cocaine. Door.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.